bro. just slap a nigga out, bro. But what's good with y'all, bro? We're gonna have a great day today, even regardless of the terrible, horrendous, horrible, god awful start. My goodness, bro. Actually selling me, bro. You said the phone? Yeah, I keep the phone here because I actually prefer having my YouTube chat on the phone instead of having two different tabs. I prefer it. I prefer it over, bro. Like I prefer having the phone up than like two different tabs. I'll be completely honest, bro. But today we're doing something very simple. Very simple. We are literally just going to be reacting to the entirety of Absolute Superman. Because if I do everything in like the little parts that we've been doing, I feel like it would take forever. Like, not gonna lie, because we have what Superman got a series, Wonder Woman got a series, Martian Manhunter, Flash. Like, I can't like take my time with all those. So I'm gonna binge. I'm gonna go through an absolute binge where I'm going to binge like damn near every single series, and then like we'll just like read them all as they come out. I don't know if they all come out the same days. Like when a new Absolute Batman drops, does a new Absolute Superman come at the same time, or do they come in different days? Shout out Blue Line AAC with the prime gifted sub. Not even a sub. He wasn't even gifted with the sub. W Mans, use this to help get that new computer. I appreciate you, bro. And also, can we get a? Are we ever gonna get Raid 2 dual finale covered on the main? Yes, I watched the movie to cover it eventually on the stream. I'm gonna get the Raid 2 up on stream at some point. At some point, it's going to 100% happen. Let me fix my camera just a little bit. I will 100% react to the Raid 2. That's the main reason why I watched it, bro. The main reason. I want to do it on stream on a main channel. I don't know when, because I do have to do like Karate Kid Legends. There's a lot of videos I gotta get out. Thankfully, I'm upping my upload schedule. You're gonna see a lot more of me on your feeds, bro. Like, I'm dropping an Avengers video. Hopefully by this weekend, I'm gonna have an Avengers video out. Y'all gonna see a lot of me, bro. You guys are gonna be seeing a lot of me coming up, bro. So, hopefully I'll be able to knock out all the topics that I want to get, that I want to get out. You know what I'm saying? The SMBZ manga to react channel. I did actually see that, by the way. I saw that after stream. It looks very tough. There was only the one picture of Mecha Sonic holding the emerald, though. That's the only one I saw, but did actually look tough. I'm an IT major. I can help you build a PC if you want, bro. I might need it. I can't build a PC at the moment just because like I'm so mobile. Like, I don't even have like a for real setup right now. This is like the basic setup until I get my own place, which I could do eventually. But whenever I do, that's when I'll actually get a PC. But right now, I don't have a like legitimate like set. I don't have a setup that's staying in one place, essentially. So until I get that, I cannot get a PC. Mods list will also be on, and the blackout thing happened again. I don't know what's going on. The blackout thing happened again. Can y'all even see me right now? Can y'all see anything? Can y'all hear me? Blackout thing happened again. I don't know what's going on. Like, genuinely, bro. What the freak is happening? Gee, do I need to like reset my computer? What the freak is going on? We can see, okay, y'all can still see me, but I can't see nothing on my damn computer. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. If it does happen again, I'm going to have to end stream, restart my computer, and then go back. Bro, this is insane. Imagine spending a band on a damn PC, and it happened again! Bro, I'm not, bro. just so y'all can see that like, I'm not even trying to like troll. I'm not even trying to troll. I'm not even trying to troll. I'm genuinely not even trying to troll. I'm not even trying to troll. Dude, hold on, bro. I'm gonna try to replug this, see if I can get this to work. If not, I'm gonna have to restart my PC. I'm gonna try to get this figured out, and I'm gonna start streaming again right after, because this is, my goodness, bro. What the freak, my nigga? Bro, we can't even get stream started. Restarted. What kind of PC you got? I got a Nitro V15. Let me show you the exact PC I got. This is the one I got. Right here. Built for seamless multitasking, nigga. That is the biggest cap I've ever seen in my freaking life. Fast-paced gaming. This is all the specs, all that. I felt like it was really good for some damn streaming. When I went to Best Buy, I looked at a bunch of options. They said this was probably the best one. Not cheap either. This bit is not cheap. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I feel like this computer be messing up a little too much for how much I paid for. I'll be so for real, bro. I'll be so for real with y'all, bro. So I spent a little too much for how much this computer be bugging. Like, they low-key scam me, bro. Nitrous oxide PC. Yo, they scam me, my nigga. They real life scam me, bro. Real life scam me. Let me see if I can get my damn camera to focus, or like I gotta wipe it down low-key. Let me see. I might low-key have to wipe it down because it looked mad greasy. The freak happened. Alright, that should be better, I hope. That is indeed better. Is that better? Yeah, that is. Okay, bet. So, like I was saying about the mod list, I'm going to have that by Thursday. I have not looked yet again, but I will have it Thursday. I will make because Thursday I'm also doing debates. So, I will do an at everyone on the Discord as well. So, just so y'all know beforehand. So, if there's no at everyone, that means the mod list is not ready. But I'm going to try to have it for Thursday. You said there should be at least 32 gigs of RAM if you streaming. Let's see. I'm pretty sure this is the one that this one's 32. Let's go back to the specific one. 32 GB RAM, but I'm 90% sure mine already has 32 gigs of RAM. I don't even know how I checked that. I don't even know how I check. Let me check. View RAM info. Let me take a look. I'm currently at 16, so I do have to up it. I do indeed have to up it. I am currently at 16 in installed RAM. So I would definitely need one bigger. But if you want to send me some RAMs, go ahead, bro. Go ahead and we'll be alright. Hopefully, because goddamn, bro. Real life bugging. Real life bugging. Yeah, I could definitely swap it and all that. So you could definitely send me some. Add me in the channels. But even just following my damn saltine crackers, and we'll get to reacting. But how y'all been, bro? Despite the insane first 20 minutes. How are y'all today, bro? On this Tuesday evening. Zeph, you got a sub goal, you gotta shave your head bald? Bro, I'd go for like 200. 200 subs, I'll cut my hair on stream. And I'll get like, I don't know. I'll get somebody to do it. How many do you have right now? Let's check. Let us check. Where is browser 3? We are at, what's that, 55 it said? 56 is low-key small. I can't really read it. 55. We're at 55 subs right now currently. We are currently at 55 subs. That's what we are at. Go back to system about. I got you, bro. System. Nope, wrong. What am I smacking on? I was eating some saltine crackers before we got started. I got some pineapple here too. It's only like 5, but I'll do that while we also watch. Where's about? Where's the about screen? Let's go about. There we go. Screenshot this. I'll leave it up for like 10 seconds, and then we got to get to les reactions. Wasted damn 20 minutes of the beginning of the stream just for this BS, but it is what it is. It truly is what it is. Let me Mangekyo Sharingan abilities. You said if I could pick 2 Mangekyo Sharingan abilities, what would I pick? I would probably pick a Genjutsu, and I don't know what else. Genjutsu is not really Mangekyo Sharingan. Nah, I think it is. I think, but I don't know what else off the top of my head. Like Susanoo. What else is exclusive? I don't know off the top of my head. But definitely, it's not. Genjutsu is not an exclusive ability. Then I don't know what I pick. Like I know Susanoo is, but like I don't know what else. I really don't. I don't know what else I'd even pick. Are we getting that Ip Man video this year? Someone said on the YouTube chat. Yes, we are. I literally have like damn near all of it done. It's like it's gonna be like a 30-minute video, bro. Like it's coming out probably in November. I planned it for August, but you know YouTube was just holding me, so I couldn't get it out for August. But I will be getting it out real soon, probably either November or December. But it will be out before the year end. Again, the mods, I'll at everybody in the Discord whenever I announce the mods. It's not today. It'll either be Thursday or it'll be Sunday, depending on whatever it is. But I'm now going to start the recording. We are going to get on the YouTube. First off, new cuts, W cuts. There's a follicle. That's not even a follicle. It's actually a shadow. But new cuts, WL cut, W or L cut. Y'all let me know. I say this is pretty W cuts. Not my best cut, but you know what I'm saying? We at least don't look all crazy, bro. We at least don't look all crazy. Forehead still booming, bro. I don't know what you want me to do, nigga. You want me to twist up? I need to get dreads to like actually make sure like my forehead is not like booming or something. Like I gotta get something to trim that down. Like Ike. Set the RAM to DMs. I bet on IG or Discord. IG or Discord. You gotta specify, twin. Not gonna lie. But I guess we could get started. So get cornrows, bro. Maybe low key, high key, bro. Watching the new Demon Slayer video right now. I appreciate you, bro. That video's been going stupid. Yo, that video right there, man. Say, bro. I didn't know y'all was messing with Demon Slayer like that, bro. And maybe it's the Demon Slayer motion or the CJ motion, both combined. But goddamn, 300K in 2 days is crazy, bro. That's one of the fastest growing videos on my channel. I think the fastest overall, I think, is Invincible. Like this one, I think this one had like 400K in a day. This was absurd. This was like, I think this is the most motion I ever had in one video. This was like 400K in like one day. This was 200K in one day. So not as much as Invincible, but like damn, like I gotta start talking about more popular topics or more recent topics. I gotta do them way more often. I like just talking about what I talk about. I like just talking about like what I want to talk about, but low key, I gotta talk about what's recent, cause like when I do, it has never failed me motion wise. I ain't gonna lie. Like maybe when like One Punch Man season 3 is about to like wrap up, I'll make like a pretty decently sized video on that, or like My Hero. I know My Hero's about to end. I was thinking of maybe doing a My Hero video. I might run up some stuff like that, cause shoot. Hey, I ain't know y'all niggas got it like that, though. I'd have to rewatch My Hero in order to do that video, though, not gonna lie. But Let me see. Let me switch the camera lighties, and we are gonna get started. So make sure y'all say what's up. What's up in the say what's up to YouTube in the chat. We about to get started right now. What's good with y'all? Today we are doing something a little different. We are trying to binge damn near all of Absolute Superman in one stream. This is going to be one full stream. It might be split into different videos, but this is going to be one full stream. We are watching the entirety of Absolute Superman. I watched Volume 1 already on the channel. It's been a long time, so I did reread it before we started. All that I know is, or all that I could tell you is it showed us a little bit of backstory on the planet Krypton. It was basically like the planet was falling apart. And that's what Superman's parents were like learning and finding out. Superman is actually in Brazil, and there's stuff going on about like miners and diggers. Comic story, and if y'all seen the first video, he put emphasis on diggers like it was the hard R, bro. It was crazy. But Superman just wiped out a lot of these niggas, and Lois Lane, who is actually a police officer, I don't know what you call this, a police officer or an agent or whatever she's part of, just locked Superman up. That is where we left off, and we are now going to see the rest of the entire series. Y'all let me know what Absolute series y'all want me to see next. From the post that I made on my second channel, it's looking like a lot of y'all are trying to see Martian Manhunter. Let me go to my second channel right now. I was seeing a lot of Wonder Woman and a lot of Martian Manhunter. Yeah, absolute Martian Manhunter, if I could speak. A lot of them were saying Martian Manhunter for real. Like I didn't know his had that much motion, but it seems like a lot of y'all like that one, so I might do that next, or I might do that after Wonder Woman. It'll be one of the two. But I will try to do at least one Absolute series. I'd say potentially a week. We'll see what's up. But we gonna catch up to all of them. If they're all as fire as Batman's, then I am so ready, bro. I am so freaking ready, bro. So without further ado, we shall get into it. We gonna binge all this. Someone said they're peacemakers. They're peacemakers. I know there's peacemakers in here, but there we go. That's the answer. So Lois Lane is a part of them, and we are going to get right into it right now.
6 years ago, in the L house within the red,
muted for
the
me.
Lazarus commander walks in.
Wait.
6 years
My volume was down.
ago, in the L house within the red.
Oh my goodness! Don't tell me now my headphones don't want to work. Oh my gosh. See, bro. This PC about to get me so mad. This PC about to get me mad.
Lands of Krypton. Kal-El leans
Alright, there
over
we go.
his
Bro, when I tell y'all I was about to tweak, I was about to pull an ISO speed. I was going to just punch the camera, bro. Bruh. Y'all got saved from a Zephyr Age moment right there, bro. I almost went crazy.
The teacher of his class is
almost
grading
went
people
crazy,
on his nearby view screen, but pauses when he gets to Cal's assignment. Cal.
We can hear it though, nigga. I can't hear it. How am I supposed to react? I can't hear it. I know y'all can hear it because my OBS is based on. I can have all of this on mute, but the OBS is based on just if it's playing and if this is on. So even if I can't hear nothing, y'all will damn near always hear it. But bruh, I would have punched the whole screen, man. Dude.
Confused about what you've turned in here. Your paper is quite descriptive,
man.
but it doesn't appear to employ
let's
any
go back.
generative.
Let me hear all this.
Handles the rough situation he has found himself in. This is Absolute
Y'all
Superman
them damn
number
peacemakers,
2.
man.
I hope you enjoy. 6 years ago, in the L house within the Redlands of Krypton, Kal-El leans over his desk and groans. The teacher of his class is grading people on his nearby view screen, but pauses when he gets to Cal's assignment. Cal, I'm confused about what you've turned in here. Your paper is quite descriptive, but it doesn't appear to employ any generative text at all. You did source the cleric's luminarium, didn't you? The teacher asks. Cal looks up briefly at his camera. I wrote it, he says softly. The teacher stares at his image for a moment before nodding briefly. You wrote this yourself? That's... Cal, I'd like to talk with you and your parents after class, the teacher says before everyone signs off. Now, Earth, Brazil. Cal stares in shock at the woman who recently cuffed herself to his arm. She raises an energy pistol at him. The sparks dangerously close.
Art looking good.
Get on your knees, she shouts.
Can't lie. Art looking real good. Can't lie. I mess with the art. I mess with the art with this one. Very different to Absolute Batman. Very different. It's a lot more cleaner and a lot more defined. But I do really enjoy the art. Liking this.
Cal raises an eyebrow at her before lifting his arm to stare at the cuff, knocking Lois off her feet. Okay, let me just... He says to Soul as he tries to pull the cuff off. I can't break this, Cal says to his armor, ignoring the fire, smoke, and armed woman before him. Cal, you are weakened. You are vulnerable here, Soul reminds him.
Ain't no way.
But Cal shrugs as he continues to work.
Just
I'm
trolling
chuffed with her. What do you want me to do, Soul? Rip her arm off? Cal asks. Lois has had enough and raises her weapon, firing a blast into Cal's face. He lets out a groan of pain and stumbles back. I will deal with
damn,
it.
Lois!
Soul tells him. Cal nods. Just...
Bro, it so fries me how these niggas will do all this just because Superman is saving lives. This nigga, they will do all this just because he's saving lives. It's actually insane. There is so much worse people. So many worse people in the DC verse that y'all can take down, bro. I don't know why Superman is always the brunt of y'all niggas getting attacked. It's crazy.
Don't hurt her, he orders. But other agents of Lazarus have begun to surround them. They raise their weapons, ignoring Lois's orders to stand down. Weapons suddenly thunder in the clearing, and Cal immediately steps in the way of the rounds, protecting Lois from the danger. Suddenly, the armor begins to morph, and a red dust wraps around them.
That's his
flowing
cape?
like a cape. Let me go! Get this thing off of me! Lois shouts as she raises the pistol again.
Oh, so we got a Doctor Strange psych cape where like he can even protect him. I don't know if it'll move on its own. I think that's a strange, Doctor Strange only thing. But that's hard. I'm not gonna lie, that's hard.
She's the one who chuffed me? Cal asks Soul. But the adaptive armor is still working. Fascinating. This metal reforms itself as quickly as I can sever it. This will take some time. Also, it's cuffed. Soul informs him, and Lois fires again. Cal is less surprised this time, but still angry. Stop doing that! You're making it very difficult to save your life! He shouts at her. She bares her teeth at him. Oh, so now you're talking to me? She snaps back. Cal looks
Ain't
around
no way,
and
bro.
sees the Lazarus forces.
Ain't no
are
what
getting
she
closer
talking
and
about.
closer.
What is she
Large
talking
tanks
about?
have begun to roll in. Finally, Cal sighs. Soul, use the dust to hold onto her. Don't let this tear her in half, he says. Lois's eyes widen in surprise as the red cloud wraps tighter around her and Cal leaps into the air.
Wait, so his cape is legitimately like it's like an AI, bro. Like his cape is legitimately like its own like being, like it's like a Jarvis, damn near. That's what I'm getting from this. Like the literal cape is a Jarvis. That's tough, bro. So he is like Doctor Strange in the MCU. Damn. That's crazy. I wonder what creatives. They're probably gonna do something real creative with that. I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna do something real creative with that one.
At super
I can see it.
But a helitank is following them. Holy hell! He's flying! One of the peacekeepers shouts. The tank opens fire, and the rounds detonate at the edge of the red cloud. Cal is knocked from the sky, slamming hard into the village below. When the smoke clears, he is standing with Lois in his arms. And Lois raises the pistol and fires again. Cal stumbles.
Yo, she really 3 for 3. She 3 for 3 in bullet wounds on this nigga. She 3 for 3. Yo, you just got your life saved, by the way. I don't know what's wrong with Lois Lane. You just got your life saved, by the way. You just got your life saved by him, by the way. Those peacemakers would have put you in the grave just to shoot at him. And he still saved your life. And you shot him all but 3 times. The second time was in the middle of them shooting at you. Bro, smooth-brained. Smooth-brained.
When he looks up,
Definitely has to wear a helmet when she's indoors. Crazy.
Lois is on her feet.
It's
pistol
bro.
charging. This is Agent Lane. Suspect leap due east. She shouts into her comms. But Cal shakes his head. Jammer transmission, he orders Soul. Already done, the armor informs him. Cal sighs and looks up at the woman. I just saved your life. Several times.
Literally.
You want to arrest me for it? He asks. The Lois shakes her head. No, you willfully endangered my life by trying to escape lawful custody. Which you're not going to do, she snaps at him. She watches him as Cal stands to his full height, demanding to know.
Yeah, that's the classic woman dodging accountability, man. How in that situation is that your fault? How in that situation is that his fault? How? You shot him? All he did was pull back. These niggas started spraying immediately. That is insane logic. That is crazy logic, bro. Dodging accountability like crazy, my nigga. That is insane logic right there.
She snaps at him. She watches him as Cal stands to his full height.
My
demanding
goodness.
to know if it's the suit that gives him power. People have a right to know, she says. But Cal disagrees. Since when does Lazarus give a damn about anyone's rights? He asks, pointing out that the company treats people like slaves and livestock. He shouts at her. But their argument is interrupted by another explosion. Both look up to see the helitank getting closer. Cal reaches out and lifts a nearby car, tossing it at the tank with great strength. The car slams into the tank, knocking it out of the sky. But Cal looks on in horror as it falls out of the sky and slams into a nearby church. He glances back at Lois. The sunstone dust will shield you, he promises. But Lois doesn't hesitate and motions to the building.
Lois is just as smart as Let's Go Boy. Difference is she's bad, but Let's Go Boy is chopped. Damn. Let's Go Boy. You gonna let Night Boy say that? I might need a war in the chat, bro. You gonna let that nigga say that to you, bro? Nah, that's crazy. Chill on Let's Go Boy, bro. I know that nigga beautiful behind the screen. I can promise you that I know that nigga beautiful behind the screen. I ain't gonna lie. You can't be coming at my boy like that, bro. Real talk.
Never mind,
you can't be coming at my boy
just
like
go,
that.
she orders. Cal leaps forward, slamming through a wall of swirling smoke and fire. Inside the church, he moves quickly, the sunstone dust swirling around to protect Lois and a group of villagers from the destruction. In moments, they are carrying people to safety,
Wow,
laying them.
dude, that's a fire page right there. Look, watch this. You see Lois Lane? She's smiling right here. The moment that child leaves her hands, she's shooting him again. Watch this.
Cal turns back and uses his super breath to put out the fires and save what's left of the town. But the effort has weakened him, and he falls to his knees next to Lois. She stares at the alien visitor, then at the pistol still in her hand. But finally, she sighs and holsters the weapon. This man is not who she thought he was. Cal smiles at her. Thank you, he says softly. Staring at his smile, Lois begins to stumble over her words. You did all the... You're welcome, she finally
She got
says.
him.
Cal
She got him. Got him. He got her. Yo, he got her. Already. That's that Clark Kent Riz, man. That's that Clark Kent Riz, bro. You can't beat it. No matter what universe you in. Unstoppable. Unstoppable, bro.
They have but a few moments.
That's already
so he
stumbling.
tries to convey his feelings on this planet. So many stars in the sky are orbited by nothing but chunks of rock and methane. Do you people have any idea how precious a place this is? I'm a child of one of these sons of nothing. My planet, he begins to say. But the handcuffs suddenly click open and fall away.
Glad he's not a Boy Scout type in this. Does he not like act like the goody two shoes Superman? Like after this, like we're only 2 volumes in, I can't really say. Or 2 issues. Sorry. 2 issues in, can't really say. But
clattering.
we're gonna have to see.
Cal stares at his freedom for a moment, and Lois reaches out a hand for him. Wait, don't. Just let me, she begins to say. But Cal leaps up into the sky and rockets away. The full might of Lazarus arrives moments later, but only finds Lois looking up into the sky. Later, Lois sits at a computer in the office, giving her full report to the Brainiac algorithm, explaining that she doesn't think the strange visitor is actually a threat to this planet, that she thinks that he needs to be studied more closely, that she feels like, while he is powerful...
Why we hating on Boy Scout Superman? I'm not hating. Someone in the chat said I'm happy he's not. I was just reading the comment. I didn't say that, bro. I like Boy Scout Superman. Never said I hated it.
Surprised by his abilities as they are. But Lois is unaware that someone is watching her through the computer, that it isn't an algorithm that is responding to her. Agent advises termination. So noted. Brainiac says to Lois's shock, this completes your after-action report. The Brainiac algorithm thanks you. The computer says before shutting down. Behind her, the door opens and a Lazarus commander walks in, congratulating her on a job well done and ordering her to get some rest. But Lois shakes her head. No, I don't think I'm done with my report. I think I need to write this report myself, Lois says, thinking back on flying with the visitor and helping him save the people in that burning building. The commander shrugs and wishes her good luck before walking out of the room. Lois sighs as she turns back to the computer and begins to type. Sometime in the past, on Krypton, Lara and Jor-El are hard at work, preparing for what they know is coming. Lara shows Jor her work, explaining that her design will act as an exploratory spacesuit and rocket ship all in one, though she doesn't know how they will
Her suit? As a rocket ship?
For what they know is coming. Lara shows Jor her work, explaining that her design will act as an exploratory spacesuit and rocket ship all in one.
I hope he missaid that. spacesuit and somehow a rocket ship?
Though she doesn't know
In
how
a
they
suit,
will
my
convince the
nigga?
Science League of their findings and questions what they will
No
do if
way.
no one will listen. Jor looks at his wife for a moment before pulling her into a hug. If they won't listen, then I steal all the sunstone I can carry, and you build us a ship big enough to hold everyone we love, he says. They both look out into the field, where Cal is playing with Crypto. And then, we hold fast to each other with all the steel in our hearts and lava in our veins. And we aim for the stars, Lara whispers softly. Back on Earth in the present, the peacekeepers are moving through the village after the battle with Cal, angry that the people are looking at them with disdain. Two patrolling soldiers
The
notice that one
Peacekeepers.
of their
Do you guys think, after seeing the Peacemaker finale, do y'all think Peacemaker is really going to have a big role in Superman 2? I think he potentially will. I don't know about big role, but I think he'll bare minimum have a longer appearance in that movie. Because he's stuck in some random universe out of nowhere. I don't know how they're going to have Superman be a part of that. I don't know if like Superman 2 is going to take place in that universe or something of the sort. I don't know. I really don't know. But we gonna see. We really gonna see. Let's keep going.
brothers is staring at the villagers. His helmet cracked from this morning's attack. Hey Smith, you alright? Shouldn't you be with the medics? They ask. But Smith shakes his head.
I need to see
looking at the
Absolute
villagers in
Crypto.
disgust.
Nigga, Absolute Crypto is probably out, bro. This is probably Absolute Crypto right here. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me show you right now. Dude, Absolute Crypto, if they do actually make him a character, that's going to be so insane. This is what Absolute Crypto is going to be, my nigga. Bro. Are y'all niggas actually ready for Absolute Crypto? He's going to be moving like this, bro. Hex nah, man. He was doing that already in the movie. You tell me you want to see him in the Absolute series? Oh,
They
my
don't get
goodness.
it. Don't appreciate everything
No
you've done to
shot.
pull them out of the mud. He growls. The others shrug. Yeah, that's the job though. What are you gonna do? One of them notes. But Smith just smiles and suddenly raises his weapon. Teach them. Teach them that peace has a price. He snaps as he squeezes the trigger and opens fire. And there you have it. Absolute Superman number 2. What did you guys think of today's?
Damn.
Peace has a price.
Damn. So he's going to go on a kill streak. Peacemaker by going on a kill streak is what we seeing. Final days on Krypton. Let's
Kal-El
go.
ended
Next
up
one.
on Earth fighting the Lazarus Corp after escaping Krypton. Lives a happy life, though he doesn't fall into the mold of a normal Kryptonian child. He was never coordinated enough for sports, always pushed aside by the bigger, more aggressive kids. So he knew that he would never qualify for the Law Guild Training Academy. When it came to his studies, his grades were never good enough to get him into the Science Academy. He didn't like to speak up in class and was always forced to speak with his teachers about the problem. But Cal didn't care. He wanted to work in the Laborers Guild, like his parents. He loved the Redlands, loved to run through the fields with his dog Crypto. His two favorite people in the world were his parents. They would take him for hikes and camping in the purple prairies and rolling pink hills of the Kryptonian countryside. One day, they were hiking into the Red Crystal Caverns, and his parents stopped him. Cal, we wanted to talk to you about something, son. Jor-El told Cal. His parents explained that Cal's teacher has reached out to them. She said that you've refused to utilize the Science League's Luminarium for your reports, that instead you're writing them yourself. Lara continues. Cal nods, hanging his head as he explains that he just enjoys writing. My words make
Fair?
me happy, he says softly. Both Cal's parents kneel before their son, pointing out that by not using the Luminarium, Cal is challenging 3,000 years of Kryptonian tradition. Suddenly, they both smile and
1,000 years. Y'all niggas got a right. That's just a tradition. Y'all niggas got a right.
keep it up, they say in unison. Tradition.
Come on, bro.
Cal nods, hanging his head as he explains, writing them yourself. Lara continues. Science League's Luminarium for your reports. Then instead you're writing them yourself. Lara
Crazy.
continues, pointing out. Cal is shocked. I don't care about your grades. You're the sharpest, most caring kid in the world. We trust you to find your own path, Lara tells him. Cal smiles and tells his parents that he knows he wants to be a laborer and live in the
Nigga was born. Nigga was there since Zeph was born. Alright, bro. See, now y'all D-riding. See, now y'all niggas D-riding, bro. Now y'all niggas is D-riding, bro. Okay. I see how it is.
All
Okay.
three stare out at the Kryptonian plains. The red
Okay.
sun setting in the distance. The rest of the day was a happy one for Cal, but he didn't know that Jor-El was working. continuing to extract samples from the red crystals, hoping that his findings were wrong. But they weren't. But Cal was aware of the change in his parents. Ever since his father's accident at the mines, he had been distant, distracted. He was constantly going out and taking samples. And Lara used all of her free time to work on something in the garage. Cal would check on them from time to time, overhearing bits and pieces of conversation. "We're going to need more sunstone, just to be sure," Lara called one night, unaware that Cal was watching from the doorway. "Lara, we don't have much time," Jor told her, explaining that he's almost ready to bring his findings to the Science League, and that hopefully they won't ignore all his evidence. "I know, Jor, but when they throw you out of the building and come here and try to take everything we've built, I need to know we'll be done trying to reason with the people who don't respect our voices," Lara had told him. Cal didn't know what they meant, but could tell that his parents were worried. Cal turned away from the garage, distracted by Crypto's barking. Clicking on his flashlight, he shines it at something in the grass.
How Superman dad looked more like
Its
Superman
body
than Superman? I don't agree. Where's his dad at? That's his dad. He'll probably look like that when he's older. But I like the dirty hair Brazilian nigga look, bro. I low key love that, bro. We do not need no accurate. You don't need no accurate design. You don't need an accurate design for an absolute series, in my opinion. I feel like that's a series where you could go crazy.
Clicking on his flashlight, he shines it at something in the grass. A rabbit was dead. Its body seemed to burn away from a strange green gas. What happened to the little guy, Crypto?" Cal whispered. He moved the light around, shocked to find more creatures who had suffered the same fate. "Crypto, where's my bike?" Cal whispered. So, Cal did a little investigation of his own. Riding his hoverbike through the plains, he found that the plant life had also suffered from the strange gas that rose up from beneath the earth.
Damn.
Herds of zerts were driven crazy and stampeded off cliffs. Fish were dying off in the Kogo Lake, their bodies floating to the surface of the tainted water. Strange events were happening all over Krypton, and Cal began to write. One of the things he enjoyed most about everything he'd seen, gathering evidence. A week after this started, his class was taking a field trip to the Kandor Science League. Along the way, they saw several events that were reported as natural disasters. Cal continued to write, finishing his story. Before he could stop himself, he had submitted his findings and story to his school's news board. Before they had even arrived in the city, the story was wiped from the school board, and the notes deleted remotely from Cal's computer by the Science League. Cal was dismayed, but followed
way.
the Science League, while the other children talked about how they couldn't wait to join the league and work in the city.
Oh, so them niggas just blacklisted him? Why'd they go and do that?
Cal looked out the window in bewilderment. Why would anyone want to work this far from the ground? He questioned as he looked down at the city far below. But the class was...
Yo, Zeph, when you finna drop a
interrupted by
Discord,
yelling.
I've been dropped a Discord, brother. I've been dropped a Discord, brother. I'll drop that in the chat, though. Let me grab the link while I let this
No,
play.
I have to see them, Jor-El shouted as the guards tried to pull him away. Cal stepped out, shocked to see his father. "You have to listen. I'm a geological engineer. I know what I'm talking about. Your lives are in danger," Jor-El continued. But the captain of the guard shakes his head. "Scientific heresy. Threatening officers of the Law Guild. You don't know when to quit, do you, laborer? Let's go," the guard says. Jor turns and sees Cal, shouting for him to head home and tell his mother what happened. But his words are interrupted as one of the guards tases him. Cal rushes at the guards, but they just knock him away. "Get out of here, kid," the guard snaps as they drag Jor-El off. Later, Cal returned to the farm, running to tell his mother what's happened. He quickly fills her in as she heads to the garage. "Listen to me carefully, Cal," Lara says as she slides open the door and begins to grab gear. "I want you with me for this, but if anything goes wrong, you get on your bike and you come back here as fast as you can, and you go straight into that garage and call for Sol, okay?" Lara says to Cal as she rushes inside the garage. But Cal is confused as to who Sol is. "Hello, I am Sol. How can I be of service?" A computer voice calls from the shadows, but Lara waves it away. "What are you gonna do, Mom?" Cal asks meekly. Lara suddenly turns around, now clad in strange glowing armor and carrying a big gun. "I'm gonna get your dad back," she says simply. Later, at the Law Guild office, the doors suddenly explode inward as
With a
Lara
shotty in the
through
head?
with her
With a shotty in the head? Hold on. She got it on, though. Yo, she got it on, though. Who mama that is? Yo, hold on. Let me get that shit, son. Oh, y'all know what's up with it, man. She's so bad. Oh, I know. Oh, my days. I know y'all see that right there, though. Damn. Damn, nigga. I'm going to Krypton. Shout out my nigga J Mars in the chat. For real, though. Nigga, I'm going to Krypton, nigga. Nigga, today. She's so bad, need to be an emote. I need to find. We need to find a way to make that an emote. What do we gotta do? How do we make She's So Bad an emote, bro? I do use the SpongeBob picture of her singing. Do you know that girl is 16 in the comics, nigga? The mom? She don't even look 16. You lying, nigga. There's no way. You lying, nigga. There's no shot. I'm not believing y'all niggas. This is not no, bro, no. She has a whole child too. Let's be real. Let's be real. Come on, bro. But whoo. All right, bro. I gotta ask the question that everybody wants answered. Who better? Absolute Batman's mom or Superman's? I ain't gonna lie. I might have to go Superman's, man. Let me bring up Batman's just so it's y'all can see the back to back. Just so y'all can see the back to back. But y'all was out here saying Martha Wayne could get crushed. Y'all was talking crazy. This is not absolutes though. I remember every single time Martha Wayne was coming up, y'all was saying she could get crushed. Yo, absolute Batman mom so bad. Batman, y'all was saying every time. Y'all was saying Martha Wayne could get crushed every time, but I think it's no contest, bruh. Why? Damn. Yo, I'm low-key flabbergasted. Let's keep going. I'm low-key flabbergasted, chat. I'm low-key flabbergasted.
Big gun.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm gonna get your dad back, she says simply. Later,
and she getting pops back.
The doors suddenly explode inward as Lara steps through with her cannon, aided by Crypto, who has a strange red dust cape. Jor-El! Find him, Crypto! Lara shouts as she
shout
keeps
out
firing
Crypto,
the
bro.
lava cannon. The guards move to fire back, but Crypto moves at blinding speed, bringing them down quickly. Jor stares in shock from his cell. Crypto?
Shout out Crypto,
the dog
bro.
barks and wags its tail. Suddenly, after a few more explosions, Lara steps through the door, her armor sliding away to reveal her smiling face. Guess the suit works, Jor tells her, and she nods. You're an idiot.
That's wifey right there. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, your girl break you out of jail like this, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know he already ringed her, but, yo, if that was me, yo, the moment we out of jail, I'm giving you 5 more kids, bro. I hacky, bro. Nigga, that's crazy. That is dedication. That is dedication I've never seen in my goddamn life, bro. Wow, yo, W freaking mom.
She tells him. But Cal is out in the main chamber, and he hacks into the Law Guild computers, trying to learn the truth. He is shocked.
Kal-El kid hack. Yo, you not only you're already Superman, now this nigga kid hack.
And he hacks into the Law Guild computers.
No way, bro.
To learn the truth. He is shocked to find that the science clerics know the truth about everything that is happening to the planet, and have for some time. They have begun work on spaceships, hoping to save themselves from the disaster that will befall Krypton. But Cal keeps typing, wanting to get the story to the people, and he publishes it from the Law Guild computer, letting all of Krypton know the truth about the Science League and what's happening to the planet. Later, the family returns to the farm, and Jor and Lara begin to tell Cal the truth, but he stops them. Krypton is dying, Cal finishes for them. He looks at his parents in shock and motions to the garage where he has been spying on their work. And you want to shoot me into space to save me, all alone, he says, tears beginning to form in his eyes. But Jor and Lara kneel down and hug their son. I'm not going, not without you, Cal gasps.
Yo, the mama arc, bro. I'm so sorry. She's distracted me this whole issue. Yo, the yacht!
Lara shakes her head.
Bro!
I'll never shoot you into space by yourself, she whispers. They lead him into the garage and show him the completed spaceship, much larger in size than he thought. We're going together, his parents explain. Cal looks up at the spaceship in wonder. So, where are we going? Cal whispers. The present day, Central Kansas, at the Smallville Senior Living Facility. The nurses shake their heads in sadness, talking about how Martha Kent keeps asking for her son. But they know she doesn't have any next of kin. In her room, Martha holds up a hand, looking out the window. Angel, where did you go? Fly back to me, my sweet angel boy. Back to where you belong.
I can't even lie. I thought she was hitting the hail. I can't say his name on Twitch. I thought she was hitting the salute. Y'all know the salute. I'm not gonna lie. I thought she was hitting the salute. I was about to be like, what is going on with Martha? What is going on with Kent Wright? Bro. I was like, what is going on with Martha Kent right here? I really thought she was hitting it. I really thought she was hitting the salute. I thought it was gonna be something crazy. I'm sorry. I just finished Peacemaker. I'm sorry, chat. I just finished Peacemaker. I'm seeing everything Nazi related, bro. In GTA. I don't know if I can even say that word on Twitch. Twitch, if you clip me, I'm sorry.
And so concludes issue number 3 of Absolute Superman. Krypton is done.
Hey, that was a good issue. Mainly for the mom. Mainly for the Ma Dukes, though. I don't know why my nigga got arrested like that. That nigga should not have got clipped the way that he did.
City far below. But the class was suddenly... Guards tried to pull him away. Hal stepped out, shocked to see his father. You have to listen. I'm a geological engineer. I know what I'm talking about. Your lives are in danger.
Don't know why they clipped him just for saying that. Like, that's like crazy. Like, if y'all know Bardock and DB, I don't know what's up with these alien planets. The moment somebody knows something's happening and they tell you what's wrong, they get punished for it. Bardock didn't get thrown in jail, but these niggas literally looked at him dead in the face and started laughing. I feel so bad for Bardock, bro. When Bardock tells Saiyans about planet, is that like the fastest way I can find it? I don't even know if it's on YouTube. What if the Saiyans listen to Bardock? They would have done nothing. Shout out Carthus Dojo, but they would have done nothing. There is nothing they would have done. What's that? What's that website I'm looking for? I need to look for that Bardock scene, bro. I need to find that damn Bardock scene. I would have crashed out so hard if I was Bardock. Yo, real life, bro. Dude, he did all that for y'all niggas. Nobody listened to him. Not a single soul done listen to him, bro. Hold on. I need to look that up. Which one, Z or Super? I'm talking about Z, my nigga. I'm one of the Z Bardock truthers, bro. I don't hate Super Bardock, but I just prefer Z's interpretation so much. So much more. Where's like the part out where he's in the club? Yeah, he's telling these niggas in the club. And he's like, Frieza would never do that. What's wrong with y'all niggas? You don't know who Frieza is? Bro. Look at him. Bad bit in hand. Just laughing at this nigga's face. Bro. I would have been sick. If I was Bardock, would have been sick. Would have been so sick. Y'all saying Z Bardock was more realistic? Z Bardock was just a real nigga, bro. I'm sorry, bro. All these niggas failed him. He left, went right outside. What was it? It's like this scene shows up. He goes right outside, right? He sees Frieza's ship. Stands right there, looks up, charges right at them niggas. He just came back from seeing all of his homies get boomed too. That's Frieza descending. Fights them niggas himself, bro. Coldest anime character of all time. Top 3 coldest anime characters of all time. Bro. Nigga, he was so cold in this movie. Toriyama added him to the manga. Toriyama added this nigga in. Toriyama did not make. I want y'all to know. Toriyama did not make any of this. He greenlit this. He didn't write a single part of this. Besides, I think Bardock's design. He did nothing here. This movie was so fire. He added Bardock in the manga. I know we're supposed to be watching Absolute Superman. Let me just yap for like 2 seconds. I know we're supposed to be watching Superman. Y'all can't let me yap for too long. But he was so cold. Toriyama added this panel in the Namek arc. Because he thought he was that raw. Even Toriyama knew like this nigga was. I don't know what Toei writers were in the booth. They should be doing like everything because they're clearly not the same writers that were doing Super, bro. Those Toei writers, they should have got a promotion for that, bro. I don't know who was cooking when they made that Bardock special, bro. Dude, it's different, bro. Let me stop yapping. This is not a Dragon Ball. This is not a Dragon Ball vid. We going back to Superman, but. Again, I don't know what's up with these alien species. Y'all hear that your planet's about to die, and y'all just refuse to listen. Like, you guys are actually slow. It's like y'all don't even love your lives for real. Y'all don't even like y'all don't even like living on Earth.
By
Crazy.
many on Earth, but now some are hunting the powerful alien, including Agent Lois Lane of Lazarus Corp. Welcome to the Comic Story and Complete Story series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. That fact continues mysterious Omega Men to show their faces. This is Absolute Superman issue number 4 by Jason Aaron. I hope you enjoy. Lois sighs as she continues her interviews. She has traveled the globe: India, Botswana, Brazil, Belarus, Mexico, Vietnam, South Africa, the United States.
Damn, she's on a world tour.
Interviewing those who have seen this Superman, who he has talked to, who he has saved. She tries to explain that she is trying to help him, that she knows of his amazing powers, but also knows that he struggles to control them. Sooner or later, he's going to hurt himself or someone else. He's afraid. He needs help. He wants help. I can help him, she tries to tell them.
Nice
They
cat,
won't speak to
buddy.
her, won't listen.
She
They don't
lying.
trust Lazarus Corp, because these people know what Lazarus really is, what they really do to these countries. I'm not asking you to trust Lazarus. I'm asking you to trust me. And I'm fully aware that I have to earn that trust, she says. In Egypt, she meets a woman who is missing an eye. Lois looks at her. Who gave you that wound? Lois asks softly. A short time
Goddamn.
later, Lois's baton falls
That not
again
answered?
again.
Who gave her that wound? It was probably Lazarus.
Other peacekeepers stand nearby.
It was probably Lazarus who gave her that wound, bro. It was probably Lazarus that gave her the wound. I'm not gonna lie. They didn't even answer the question.
Ignoring the sound of
Insane.
the baton connecting against Crenshaw's face and body. I hear you like to cut people for fun, Lois growls as she steps away. Crenshaw shakes his bloody head and struggles to stand. Kill you, you stupid! He starts to gasp, but Lois hits him in the mouth and drops him. Which hand's your knifing hand? You don't show me. I'll assume
Damn.
it's both, she snaps.
Shocked in the mouth? Yo, Lois moving different. You shocked this nigga in the mouth? Yo, who Lois Lane this is, man? Yo, who's Lois Lane? Who Lois Lane is this, bruh? Not the deep throw. I swear to God, yo, she forced us. She done forced the pipe down your throat, my nigga. And she electrified you. Bro, you just got a mouthful of metal. As a grown man, you deep throating your demise. Grown man. Yeah, that's over with, bro. Nah, bruh.
Which
Nah,
hand's your
that's
knifing
great.
hand?
Who Lois
You
this
don't
is,
show
man? She
me.
moving
I'll
crazy.
assume it's both. She
Who this
snaps.
is, man?
Crenshaw finally holds up his right hand. Lois reaches out and breaks the fingers. After this, we're done here, Peacekeeper. Except for one last thing. You're under arrest. She growls as she turns and walks away. But the interviews continue. Finally, the people are talking, but they aren't telling Lois what she wants to hear. They explain that she isn't following Superman for Lazarus. She is following him because she was in his presence, and you can't help but want to be around him. They all tell her that they hope Superman does lose control, that he realizes that the only way to save Earth is to kill every member of Lazarus. It is why he has come, they all agree. Later, Lois finds herself on the site of a battle with Superman in Pakistan. Lois sighs as she surveys the destruction. Superman, if you can hear me, your friends were wrong. I'm not chasing the storm. I am the storm. And you can't hide from me forever, she whispers. But her thoughts are suddenly interrupted by the buzzing of her phone. Lois taps the button and answers the call from her father.
What the hell's this I hear about you refusing your security detail?
General Lane says as a way of greeting his daughter. Lois sighs and explains to her father that she is trying to gain the trust of the people, and she can't do that by walking around with a squad of heavily armed peacekeepers. But General Lane explains that he's seen footage of this Superman that she is hunting.
You find him, you Hiroshima that freak, and pick up your medal on the way out.
General Lane tells her. But Lois shakes her head.
You Hiroshima, that freak is insane. You Hiroshima, that freak is insane. You want a nuke dropped on this nigga? You dropping a nuke on somebody who in the same breath will spin that nuke and throw it right back at you. In one breath, in one full motion. That is not necessary. You didn't even have to say Hiroshima, my nigga. That was not necessary at all. Nah, this nigga different, bro. Oh,
Pointing
nah,
out
bro.
that while his property
Heck,
destruction
nah.
is in the trillions of dollars, he has a 0 body count. He's just some sort of, I don't know, mumbly little hippie boy, she tells her father.
Yep.
Back at his house, General Lane puts on his Lazarus-made prosthetic legs and steps out onto the porch.
That's what they said about Charles Manson once.
And that nigga got your age needs too talking like this? Man, you can't even walk down the street, little bro. You talking about some Hiroshima him, bro. You can't even walk down the street. If I Hiroshima you can't even run down the block. Nigga, that's tough. You can't even save your own life. Nigga, that's tough. You can't even save your own life, man. Come on now, bro. Play the damn vid, bro.
With you,
Boom, this old nigga.
A hell of a lot
Boom, this old nigga.
Every time.
Get this nigga up out of
You
here.
remember that, Lois, General Lane orders. Lois finally gives up the argument with her father and hangs up the phone. Later, she steps off the
Yo, old niggas is crazy, bro. Old niggas is crazy. Old niggas. I don't even know how Shorty. I need to see the Madre. Cause I don't know how Shorty did this fine came out of this. Shorty, look at Lois Lane. I ain't gonna lie, she wouldn't be over, man. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I'm messing with the bowl. Not even the bowl cut. I'm messing with the shortcut she got going on. What would you call this haircut? I ain't gonna lie. I'm messing with it. I'm messing with it, bro. I'm messing with it for real. I'm liking her design. I don't know if I liked it at first, but it's growing on me as I'm currently seeing her. I ain't gonna lie,
Lois
bro.
finally gives up the
Real
argument
life.
with her father and hangs up the phone.
Real life.
Later, she steps off the
Pixie
Lazarus
cut,
patrol
yes,
base
pixie
and
cut.
into the city, ordering the peacekeeper squad to stay behind. She moves through the marketplace, watching the people around her, passing graffiti on the walls that warns of the Omega Men coming. Lois keeps moving, aware that someone is following close behind. Meanwhile, Peacekeeper Smith has been ordered to psychological counseling with the Brainiac program.
Damn.
He tries to explain that he couldn't help himself.
The way he tossed us around as if we were nothing, and those people, they were smiling about it, having a great laugh. So I,
Smith says, but the Brainiac program interrupts him. Yes, you were in shock from the trauma you endured at the hands of this Superman, and your weapon accidentally discharged in the vicinity of unarmed civilians, Brainiac says, as if it didn't hear Smith. But the Peacekeeper shakes his head.
No, I just missed. But I was trying. I was definitely trying to shoot them.
He stammers, explaining that he was trained to maintain peace at all costs.
Sometimes I worry I could do some really awful things in the name of...
He continues, but Brainiac once again interrupts.
Crazy,
Brainiac
bro.
understands what you are saying.
Yo, Peacemaker
You're
be
done.
getting hold in every universe, huh? My nigga Chris Smith be getting hold in every universe, huh? Wow, bro. Just because he missed, my nigga?
Misfire. The weapon was defective. It will be recalled and repaired, and you will be issued a new rifle, Brainiac explains. Smith tries to argue.
No, damn it! Aren't you listening to anything I'm saying? I need to talk to a real person, not just some damn algorithm.
He shouts. But the system orders him to return to duty and shuts down, leaving him in the dark.
Crazy.
No, please.
Smith whispers, unaware that he is being watched by someone. That Brainiac isn't merely a program. Meanwhile, Lois ducks into an alleyway, allowing her shadow to catch up so she can draw her pistol on him. Who are you? She asks the young red-haired man, who puts his hands up. It's not what you think, he tells her. Lois moves behind him quickly, her pistol never wavering. I think you're one of the Omega Men, here to kill me, she says. Okay, it's sort of what you think, the young man says with a shrug. But he quickly explains that he's not here to kill her, that he wants to talk with her about the truth of Lazarus and what they've been doing around the world. Lazarus is built on lies. You're a smart woman. Haven't you wondered if you're really on the right side? The man asked.
Oh, that Jimmy Olsen? Oh, I saw the orange hair. I was like, hold on. That's my nigga Jimmy? Hold on. They cooking with this. Hold on,
And
they
the alley
cooking.
is hit with a bright flash.
Hold
She
on.
throws up her hands as she is temporarily blinded and doesn't see the Omega Man whirl and draw his own weapon. But Lois is skilled, and she lashes out, punching him hard in the stomach. If you think I haven't been trained
Yeah,
to fight
Lane
while
got
blinded-
it. Yo, Lane got it. Peep that left hook right in the gut. Yo, she got it, bro. She said, give me those. Damn, yo, she got
"You don't
it.
know much about me," she says, ordering him to stay
Wow.
down. But the man whirls with a kick, bringing Lois to the ground, where they both draw their weapons. After everything you've seen these last few weeks, the suffering around the world that's been brought by Lazarus, I'd hoped you'd be ready to accept the truth.
No
The
way,
young
that's my
man
nigga
says with a
Olsen, bro.
sigh, but he shakes his head,
In that
allowing
whole
his mask
suit,
to slide
too?
away. "I just have one thing left to say to you. Run," he whispers. Suddenly, gunfire erupts all around them. Lois turns and runs for cover from the nearby sniper. "Wait! Hold your fire! I can still reach her! I know I can!" The young man shouts to his compatriots. Lois peeks out from cover, trying to get a bead on the sniper, but her comms suddenly chime. This is the...
Jan came out at a horrible time. Who's Shorty? Who's Shorty? Yeah, I'm just seeing the body, yada, 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 yada. I ain't gonna say that she's so yet. Let's see the face first, but I'm liking this tall glass of milk right here. Let's see this.
The Brainiac automated response
Let's keep it
system.
going.
Gunfire detected. Requesting assistance, the comm says, ignoring Lois's
Let's keep it
shouts
going.
that she can handle the situation. The Peacekeepers mount up at the patrol base and rush out fully armed. Peacekeeper Smith with them after being issued a new weapon. "Peace at all costs. Peace at all costs," he whispers to himself as they rush into the city. Lois draws her weapon and orders the Brainiac program to fire non-lethal rounds only. "Understood. Loading eviscerator rounds," Brainiac confirms. "Damn it, you worthless hunk of..." Lois starts to shout, but someone whirls around the corner and slices her rifle in half. "Agent Lane, call me Primus. I'm an old friend of the family," Primus says as she steps out of the shadows, armed with an energy sword. She whirls the weapon and slashes at Lois, who manages to block.
Damn,
her
what she
electric
got
baton.
on?
"How's the general these days? A bit shorter than the last time we
Oh,
met."
energy
Wager,"
blade is
Primus
crazy.
gloats. But the young man, now called Alpha, is there. He aims his pistol at both women, asking that they take a minute to talk. But suddenly, red dust floats all around them, and the
There's
Omegas
that
are
nigga
knocked away.
Soups.
Lois looks up as Superman suddenly lands in the streets in front of them. "Superman, the Omega Men stand ready to help you in your fight against Lazarus," Primus says as she rushes to him. But Superman whirls and knocks her away. He turns to Lois and glares. "You, stop looking for me," Superman growls as his eyes glow red. But Lois shakes her head, trying to explain that she just wants to talk. But they are interrupted as the Peacekeepers arrive. They grab Lois and pull her away as others cover the Man of Steel. "Remember me, pal?" Peacekeeper Smith shouts as he raises his weapon, but Superman just looks at him for a moment. "No," he says simply, before hitting them all with a blast of super
Wow.
Lois struggles.
Yo, that's like the Thanos moment where it's like, I don't even know who you are. Yo, that nigga was in his feelings and all that. And you don't even know who you are, gang. Superman about to crash out? Nah, he really was, though. He held back, though. He just froze him. I thought he was going to wipe him out with, like, his eye laser or something. Bro.
to try and
Not, like, kill him, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd say either push him back with it or, like, get a leg off or something, bro. I thought he was going to go stupid.
him again. But
That's
Superman
crazy.
leaps into the air and flies away. "Damn it!" she shouts, whirling angrily on the frozen soldiers and shouting at them, while the nearby citizens are laughing at the Peacekeepers' plight. Nearby, Primus and Alpha are hiding in an alley. Primus is not happy. "This is your fault! You had the chance to take the shot on Lane and you failed," Primus says. But Alpha isn't listening. He's staring at a picture he took of Superman on his phone. "Are you hearing me, Olsen?" Primus asks.
Yo, tell Shorty take the mask off. Primus, yo, body yaddy yaddy looking tough. Yo, tell Shorty take the damn mask off, bro. She kinda bad though. Is that Frost? I'd be sick if this was a nigga. This was a nigga, I'm probably never streaming again.
Alpha shakes his head.
That'd be
"You can call me
insane
Jimmy,"
if so.
Jimmy tells her, explaining that he thinks that Lois just needs more time to realize that she's on the wrong side. Later, Peacekeeper Smith is freed from the ice, but he is yelling in rage, his weapon firing. The rest of the Peacekeepers try to stop him and get him in restraints. What happened?" Smith gasps as he finally comes out of his rage. But when they look up, all of the civilians are dead. "Oh, not much, tough guy. You just brought a storm down on our heads is all."
Wow.
His superior shouts as he motions
Wow.
to the corpses of civilians that surround them.
Damn.
That is where...
Damn.
What happened? Smith gasps as he finally comes out of his rage. But when they look up, all of the civilians are dead.
Oh, not much, tough guy. You just brought a storm down on our heads is all.
Ain't no freaking way. Who murked these niggas? Who did all this? Who did all that? What the freak? Was that them on accident? Who killed all them niggas? No way that was Soups. Couldn't be Soups. Who did all that? We have to go to the next one.
Superman is pissed, and the Lazarus Corp is screwed. Welcome to Comic Astillions Corp, Justing Superman, our favorite comic books, helping you decide which comics to add to your collection. Last time in Absolute Superman, a mentally unstable Lazarus Corp officer shot and killed many civilians for laughing at him.
Bruh, one of the officers. Ain't no way. When I reread these after stream, I'll probably know for sure. I don't think he showed that off. Either that I zoned out while he showed it or something. Let's listen. Let's see what's up.
We're also going to see more of Krypton's final hours before it's...
Yo, mama looking. Let me stop.
Absolute destruction.
Let me stop.
This is
Let me
Absolute
stop.
Superman issue 5 by Jason Aaron. I hope you enjoy. Krypton. 6 years ago, Kal has warned the people that the planet is dying. His act allowed the people to realize that not only is their world dying beneath their feet, but those clerics have known for some time and had created spaceships to save the elite. The police have come for the L's, but Jor and Lara are fighting back, defending their son. Run, Kal! Get to the truck! Jor shouts as
Look
he
at him
swings a hammer
boxing.
into the trooper that reaches for his son. Lara firing a blaster at his back. The family jumps into their hover truck and speeds away, passing through the city as riots and violence tear everything apart around them. The ground quakes beneath everyone's feet as fires erupt and Krypton tears itself apart. In a short time, the family finally arrives at the Red Crystal Cave where they have hidden their spaceship. Lara moves quickly, believing that she might be able to...
Zeph, you wildin', bro? I didn't take my goon break this stream. That's why I got a bunch of energy just... You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I didn't take my goon break, bro.
Room to squeeze more people.
I don't actually goon. No goons. No goons. No goons. Don't use that as an excuse. No goons. Yes, you, who's watching this right now. No goons, bro. No goons.
Shakes his head and puts a hand on
I'm
her shoulder.
joking.
Lara, you
No
said so
goons,
yourself. There's nothing more you can do without compromising the ship's integrity, he reminds her softly. But she turns, unfallen tears glistening in her eyes. But there are so many more people out there, Jor. More cousins and neighbors, she whispers, reminding him of the friends they have made along the way, the neighbors that have helped them. Jor nods as he wraps his arms around his wife. Lara, we can't save everyone. There just isn't time,
Tough.
he tells her. He pulls away and motions to the crowd that they have already gathered. This will have to be enough. Nearby, Kal is watching his parents at the entrance to the cave, but he turns away and looks back on the place that he has called home for his entire life. Krypton's sun burns in the distance, but the planet has already begun to crack. Green, radioactive fire has begun to sprout from the ground. In other circumstances, one could almost say that it was beautiful. Earth, Pakistan. Now, at the Peacemaker outpost, the red dust rolls towards the Peacemaker tanks in a terrifying wave. How the hell are we supposed to stop that? Someone shouts over the comms. Like peacemakers, open fire! The commanding officer orders. The tank cannons roar, but the rounds pass through the dust as if it were nothing. The red dust swirls underneath the tanks, launching them into the air. Inside the bunker, the other peacemakers stand with their weapons at the ready. The radio has gone silent. When suddenly, the bunker doors begin to glow red hot. The metal begins to peel back and burst, and the peacemakers are thrown to the ground. The air is heated around them as Kal steps through the door,
Oh, yeah,
his
that nigga
eyes
pissed.
glowing with intense heat.
That
He
nigga
reaches out
pissed.
and grabs the lead peacemaker, lifting him easily into the air, slamming him hard against the wall. Christopher Smith. He murdered 23 innocent people.
Wow.
Where is Lazarus hiding him? Where is he? Kal demands as he slams the soldier against the wall. I don't know, the peacemaker gasps as Kal's eyes begin to glow brighter. Please don't kill me. The peacemaker gasps. Kal's eyes suddenly return to normal as they widen in shock. He drops the peacemaker to the ground as he looks around at the destruction that he has caused. Suddenly, he realizes that Soul has been speaking to him. The AI has been searching for Smith, but someone known as Brainiac has tried to hack into his systems. I found him, Sol reports as Cal steps back outside.
Brainiac can
and
just
walks
hack
by
people?
the destroyed tanks. Smith? Cal asks. Brainiac. He's at a research and development facility in the Nevada desert, Sol reports, explaining that he's tapped into Brainiac's camera feeds and can see him sitting in a room, surrounded by miniature alien cities.
Yes.
stored
How do
in-
you just hack a regular person though? Do they have like chips in their head? Like if you a peacekeeper, you gotta have a chip in your head or something? Like nigga, how do you even do that? That's crazy. Or maybe he has like mind control. He's just using the word hack, but like that's like insane.
bottles. Cal, there are people inside them. People who won't stop screaming, Sol says. There is a pause before he reports that Brainiac would like to speak with Cal. He is offering Smith's whereabouts as an incentive, Sol informs him. But Cal doesn't answer and leaps into the air, flying away. Krypton, the Redlands. Then, Lara is shouting for everyone to board the ship and allow it to bond with them to create their spacesuits. Cal is nearby, Crypto by his side. He stares out at his home and steps outside of the cave. Crypto barks at his young companion, but Cal wants something to remember his home. Yeah, I know, buddy. I'm just saying goodbye and wondering what the next planet will be like. Cal says softly to his friend as he reaches down and picks up a handful of dust from the Redlands. But the ground suddenly cracks beneath his feet and gives way. Lara and Jor rush to help their son, but luckily Crypto already has him, pulling the young boy away from the green fire. In the cities, the people have learned of the cleric spacecrafts. They rush the landing pads, trying to force their way on board to save themselves. Green fire
Ain't
erupting
no
around
shot,
them,
man.
destroying everything. No one made it to
Wow.
safety. The fires brought everything down, at least in the cities.
Wow.
The L's craft has taken off, launching away from the dying planet. On board, families huddle together as the craft shakes. Cal finds a young girl by a window and puts his arm around her as she looks out the viewport with fear in her eyes. Hey, don't be scared.
Now
This
W
is
Crypto, hold on.
At least in the cities. Back in the Redlands, the L's craft has taken off, launching away from the dying planet. On board, families huddle together as the craft shakes. Cal finds a young girl by a window and puts his arm around her as she looks out the viewport with fear in her eyes. Hey, don't be scared. This is a great ship. The best ship that's ever flown. My mom and dad built it, Cal tells her. But suddenly, a massive chunk of Krypton is launched into the air, slamming through the spaceship and tearing it in
Insane.
half. The survivors are thrown clear, spilling out into the open air.
Bro.
Cal screams as he plummets back towards the planet, but he can suddenly hear a voice. Do not be afraid, Kal-El. I am Sol, your exploratory spacesuit. I will protect you, Sol says as he forms a ship around Cal and flies up into space. Cal looks in shock as the rest of the survivors are also saved.
That is
He looks to his left and sees Crypto with his own spacecraft, his tail wagging in
W freaking Crypto. That's why y'all niggas said I zoned out for like 2 seconds. That's my bad, bro. Because sometimes when I be watching something, I really focus, I like unfocus and I zone out. My bad. Yo, that's crazy.
His parents
W freaking Crypto, my nigga.
suddenly appear alongside him. We're here, Cal. We're with you, son. Always. They call to him, smiles on their faces. The Sol spacecraft pushes through to leave the planet's atmosphere, but the eruptions are intense. The fires leap up into the sky, and some of the crafts begin to falter. Large chunks of Krypton chase after them, as if the planet wants no survivors for what the Kryptonians did to it. Cal's craft is suddenly shrouded by the green flames, and the planet erupts behind him in a last dying gasp. For a brief moment, there is nothing. But finally, Cal and Sol erupt from the flames. Cal cheers for a moment as he launches into the darkness of space. But when he
Crazy.
looks around, he sees no other crafts in sight. Mom! Dad! Can anyone hear me? Anyone! He calls as his craft flies off into the vast unknown.
Crazy.
Now, on Earth, Cal lands in a large field. The night stars twinkling overhead as he moves
Wow.
forward. The red dust
Whole
swirling
fam
behind
got
him like
boomed.
Sol reports that he's found Christopher Smith's location, but Cal shakes his head. Forget Smith. I don't want to know where he's hiding. Cal says as he looks at his hands, admitting that he's afraid of what he'll do if he comes face to face with the man. Right now, I just need to be alone. I need to be reminded, Sol. Reminded of home. Cal says as he begins to walk forward. He steps on a road and passes a sign. Smallville, Kansas. 10 miles ahead. the sign reads. And
W
that is where we
origin,
end
bro.
issue number 5.
So that's always a Spider-Man. I mean, not Spider-Man, Superman thing, huh? He just likes getting reminded of his past. Like, I don't know what the AI would like remind him of. Like, I don't know if the AI also plays memories like the movie, but that's just a Superman thing, huh? That panel is tough. That panel right there, that panel is tough. Especially with how the cape's looking, that panel is hard. Can't lie to you, that panel's hard. This one on the moon too. This one was tough. This one was also tough. Fire Origin. I don't know if they're actually dead though. He might have just not have seen them. Like, I could see them saying that Crypto actually survived. I could see them saying Crypto legitimately survived. I don't know about the parents, but I could see them saying that, like, Crypto survived. Like, he doesn't know. It just, the planet just exploded and, like, they just, quote-unquote, escaped. Or he escaped. He doesn't know if they're actually dead, though. So, I would assume his parents are dead. I don't know if they're... Darkseid's cooking this up, laughing, snickering, giggling, sniggering, all that. He's like, like he's going crazy. I don't think Darkseid spared them niggas, but I can see Crypto living this. I can see Crypto living this for sure.
Dad!
Kal-El barely made it off Krypton before the planet exploded, and today
Alright,
we
next
see his
one, let's
journey
go.
to Earth and how he first met his adoptive parents, Martha and Jonathan Kent. Welcome to the Comic Story Incomplete Story Series, where you get audio dramas of your favorite comic books, helping you decide what to go. Deeds of the Stars. 6 years ago, the last ship of Krypton flies through the dark vastness of the stars. On board, Kal-El huddles in fear, but Soul continues to scan, reaching out with his sensors and searching for a planet to land on with his young charge. 8 days go by, and Kal is alone. 8 weeks pass, still no sign of life.
If a media, hold on, I gotta pause. Wait. If a media doesn't outright show you someone dying, then there's a good chance they're alive and might show up later. Every time, if they do not show you that they died, I'm taking them as that they lived. Because they could always just retcon it. If they didn't show you the death, they could always just retcon it, bro. They could always just retcon it. That's why, like, unless I see somebody get domed, I'm not believing it, to be honest. I'm really not, bro. Like, I'm watching Snowfall right now. There's a character that Franklin shoots and gets killed off screen. Not a spoiler, by the way, but I'm gonna lightly explain it. He shoots someone and they die off screen. I feel like that nigga might come back, bro. He probably won't. That's not the type of show that would do that. But, like, the way that death was set up, it is like, if that was an anime, that nigga would come back in like in like 2 arcs after as like a robot or something. He'd be like, "Oh, I actually lived the whole time, but like the shot just like broke like half my head." Like, I feel like an anime would 100% do that. I don't think Snowfall's doing that for sure. But if that happened in an anime, the way that he died, I wouldn't trust the show. If you know, you know. If you know who I'm talking about, the one in the park. If you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. But it's like, bro, the way that he died, bro. If that was an anime, you know that's a cap. You know it's a cap death. You know it's the definition of a cap death. Didn't JJK do that with Nobara? Yes. No, JJK didn't say that she died though. JJK, she just got her head boomed, and then who's the guy who was like, oh, Nobara could potentially live, maybe. He always kept the maybe though. Nobara was always a maybe. Nobara was never confirmed dead. I just hate how she just got boomed in Shibuya. And she never... I really like Nobara. Nobara is such a good character, bro. And it sucks that all we get out of her is season 1 and 2. And then you only see her for like a few chapters at the end. You don't see her for the whole... I hate that decision. I'm sorry, bro. I hate that. I know we're not supposed to be talking about JJK right now. We're supposed to be watching Superman. But I hate that decision, bro. Nigga, I hate that decision, bro. Dude, like, she just don't, like, you just don't see her again after that. It's, like, such a good character. You get such a small little, like, teaspoon of, man. Yo, I hated that, bro. Hated that.
Boy is going crazy with loneliness. 17 months, 14 days, and Kal is curled up in a ball on the deck of his small ship. Soul has become concerned. His only job is to keep Kal safe. Kal-El, you have not consumed your daily allotment of rehydrated protein slurry, the AI tells him. But Kal shakes his head. He doesn't care. Slowly, he sits up and stares out into the darkness of space. We've traveled 9 million light years, and how many habitable worlds have we found? He demands. Soul pauses for a long time before finally answering. 0, Kal. The answer is 0. The AI tells him. Cal nods.
Well, I read something in the chat and I low-key lost. Someone said, people stopped saying Nobara was Sakura done right and JJK has the best female cast in Shonen after all that. I think the best female cast is One Piece. Like, it's not close. So if they were saying that even when Nobara was alive, that's just wrong. But JJK has a good, really good female cast, though. Like, Maki is so tough. Nobara was cool until that happened. It's mainly just those two that I'd say really carry. I know there's other women, but I can't even name them off head. I know there's the one girl that was talking to Ghetto. Where he's like, what's your woman? What's like the type of woman you like? I know there's her. I know there's the girl with like the scar under her cheek. I know there's Maymay, but Maymay's a PDF, so I don't even know if I want to gas her like that for real. But hey, bro.
He demands. Soul pauses a million light years. And how many habitable wears out into the darkness of space? We've traveled 9 million light years. And how many habitable worlds have we found? He demands. Soul pauses for a long time before finally answering. 0, Cal. The answer is 0. The AI tells him.
0 habitable worlds.
He bangs his hands on the viewpoint once. His anger rose before finally fading away. You can keep going if you want, but just let me out. You did your best. Don't worry about me. Just drop me off here, Cal whispers. He points to an approaching system. Right in that big yellow sun, he sighs. But Soul can't do that. He reminds Cal that his sole purpose is to protect Kal-El. But Cal isn't listening. He is still staring at the yellow sun. But suddenly, his body starts to feel warm, and his eyes begin to glow. Soul, why is it so hot in here all of a sudden? I'm burning up, Cal says as fear begins to creep into his voice. Turn around!
Damn.
Get us away from that star! Cal gasps, but a chime suddenly sounds. Wait, life-sustaining world detected, Soul suddenly says, aiming the craft for a blue world before them. But heat begins to radiate from Cal's eyes as he screams in pain, and the ship begins to break up as it enters the atmosphere. Far
Crazy,
below,
bro.
Martha and John Kent look up from their dried cornfield in Kansas. Damn, weatherman said there'd be rain, Martha sighs, but John shakes his head.
Hold on, man. I know y'all saying Zeph, you mad freaky this stream. I know. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all might have to hear a nigga out. You might. You might have to hear a nigga out. At least in this bit. You might have to hear a nigga out. The real ones in here gonna see the vision. That's all I'm gonna say.
Clutches at their dying crop. Must be nice to have a job where you get to be wrong more times than not, he points out. Martha nods her head and looks to her husband, reminding him that
Didn't he already land though? That's the one thing I gotta ask. Didn't he already land or did he go back in the ship? Because he already landed in the last issue and he started walking to Smallville. I don't know why he's in the ship again and he's crash landing. I'm assuming he probably left. But let's get back to it.
Not, he points out. Martha nods her head and looks to her husband, reminding him that the Lazarus Corporation has drones that can alter the weather over their fields, and explains that someone in town saw them. But John shakes his head. Martha, we both know such a thing ain't possible, he tells her. But he looks
I think the bit of him walking was the present. Oh, okay.
around and ponders whether it's true, whether Lazarus really can do the things rumors
And that makes
say.
sense there because he was tweaking out, so he probably just wanted to walk back to Smallville to like refresh his head. Okay. I was confusing the two.
If it is true, what hope have we got of winning against something like that? He whispers. But suddenly, there's a roar from the sky, and a great fireball slams into the field by their house. Cal steps from the flames, unharmed, but yelling as if every cell in his body is going into overload. But he can still hear Soul's voice as the red sand-shaped AI unfolds as the ship wraps around him protectively. Kal-El, I regret to inform you that my energy cells are quite depleted. I must power down for brief. Soul says softly
Damn, bro.
before fading away. Cal looks up as two people approach. He holds out a hand and calls for help. But John and Martha
Why are you
don't
saying that? It's
understand
different
what the young
language,
boy
right?
is saying.
Yeah. Different language. Okay.
Finally, the flames fade.
So he came into Earth as a teenager in this verse. He a teenager in this verse already. Very interesting. I don't know how different it's going to make the story, but that's pretty interesting.
Cal collapses to the ground. Martha finally rushes forward, shocked by this strange visitor. Where did his ship go? It's like he absorbed it, she gasps. John doesn't like it though, thinking that they should call
that's
for
what they
police.
meant by the suit being a rock. Okay. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo. Superman, your mom was cooking, bro. Your mom was cooking with that right
Martha
there.
shakes
She
her
was
head,
cooking.
reminding him that minutes ago they were asking for a miracle. He was covered in flames, but now he's not even harmed. Don't you know an angel when you see one? She asks softly. And so, the Kents tried to take care of the boy. His body burned with a fever for days. He would thrash in his sleep as he recovered. His limbs so powerful that he would break the bed with one swing.
Wow.
One night, they found him drifting in the air, floating over the bed.
That brother is floating. Yo, you can't even see because my damn camera. That brother is floating. That brother is floating, bro. My goodness, bro. Nigga in the G's. He said, oh. Yo, no shot, bro. No shot. Let me move my camera, bro. My goodness. My goodness, bro. She look like she seen a ghost. She look like she's seen a ghost. Nigga think he Cardi. Real life, bro. Nigga
Another
swear
day,
he Cardi.
Red beams of heat shot from his eyes when he
Wow.
awoke from a nightmare, only to once more pass out again. Eventually, his body would calm.
W.
The fever would
Kent's
go
though.
away.
W. Kent's though. You suffered through all that, and they still kept him in the crib. One swing destroyed the bed. He was sick the whole time, floating in the air, destroyed the bed with his laser beams. That probably didn't just destroy the bed. That probably destroyed a good portion of the room too. Damn.
Pass out again. Eventually, his body would calm. The fever
W.
would go away,
Kent's,
and
bro.
Cal slept
W.
peacefully.
Kent's.
John found Martha sitting by the visitor's bedside. Martha, we can't keep him here. If we do, he's gonna be the death of us. You know that, right? John asks. But Martha shakes her head. She can sense that the boy is confused and suffering. He's been through something awful to get here. You can tell, she whispers. She looks back at her husband, reminding him that they've lost everything. But maybe we can still save him, she says quietly. Suddenly, Cal's eyes open and he launches from the bed in the blink of an eye. Jonathan jumps to protect Martha as Cal smashes through the bedroom wall and runs out into the world, streaking across the field
Wow.
fast enough to tear plants from the ground.
Wow.
He suddenly stops and stares at this strange world around him.
Dude, I feel so bad for these niggas. You just harbored some random in your crib. He not only destroying it in his sleep, the moment he wakes up, he just destroyed the whole roof. Nigga just ran. Wow. KE was just talking about it too. What'd he say? He was just talking about it too.
Eventually, his body would calm. The fever would go away, and Cal slept peacefully. John found Martha sitting by the visitor's bedside. Martha, we can't keep him here. If
Literally, bro.
we do, he's gonna be the death of us.
I can't even blame him. He's done nothing but destroy in his sleep. He woke up and immediately blew the freaking roof off. He better have fixed it. Yo, that's
Smashes
insane
hair
stuff.
clip. He is alone, and Soul doesn't speak to him. Cal doesn't know it, but Soul has been quiet for weeks. But somehow, as Cal stared out into the fields of this new world, he could sense that he had found his new home. 2 weeks later, the Kents still can't understand Cal's speech, but he still aids them, using his incredible strength to help them around the farm. John is trying to fix a tractor enough to get it started and drive it into the barn, but Cal simply picks it up. Heavens, don't reckon I'll ever get used to that. John whispers as he watches the
Crazy,
boy
bro.
carry the tractor over his head with one hand. Cal has become like a son to them in the short time, and though neither of them know it, both John and Martha have thanked him for saving them both. One day, Martha looks up at Cal, who smiles at her. I know you came here searching for something.
He's
Might
doing
just
his
be
share.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, at least he's doing his share. At least he's doing his work. At least he's doing his work, cause bro, I would have been sick. I would have been sick. W mans.
Who smiles at her.
I would have been
I know
sick.
you came here searching for something. Might just be it's the same thing we was looking for too. And I just hope, well, I hope we can find it together, she tells him. Another day, Cal is working on the tractor, remembering what his mother taught him about listening to the engine, when suddenly, the symbol on his chest begins to glow. Cal? Soul suddenly says as Cal looks down at it in shock. Apologies. My recharging took much longer than I anticipated. Cal, be warned. I fear this system's yellow sun may supercharge your Kryptonian cells in wildly unexpected ways. Soul warns.
Crazy.
Cal.
Would you have this Superman be a roommate? Doubt it. Yo, I can't even sleep next to the nigga clearly. Like, if we're in the same room, I can't even sleep in the same room safely. You get a nightmare, I might get sawed in half. I don't know about that one, man. I don't know. Would you live in the same room with this nigga? I don't think so.
Cocks an eyebrow at his
Not in
words.
this state.
You don't say, he whispers. He stands up as he feels Soul's system surging as his suit forms around him. Never mind that for now, Soul. I need you to download whatever language these people speak, Cal tells him. In moments, he is walking towards the farmhouse's front porch, where the Kents are sitting. Cal smiles at them. Hello, my name is Kal-El. I fixed your tractor. He tells them in his first attempt.
Nigga got terrible English, but W man still though.
Language.
W man
Kent stare at
still.
him in shock for a moment. My God, John whispers, but Martha just smiles. Kal-El, such a lovely name. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Kal-El, she says as they both step down to shake the boy's hand and introduce themselves. I'm Martha Kent, and this is my husband, Jonathan. Cal, I detected some manner of remote drones operating in the skies above, with apparent weather-influencing capabilities. I took the liberty of disabling them, Soul reports. The Kents look on in shock as the drones drop out of the sky and slam into the field around them.
Yo, Soul low-key OP. How did he do that? Yo, Soul low-key OP.
Weather-influencing capabilities.
Low-key?
I took the liberty of disabling
You
them,
low-key
Soul reports.
broken,
The Kents
twin.
look on in shock.
You in the middle of the farmlands. Like, you wasn't connected to no computer. You wasn't hooked up to, like, some crazy... Bro, you wasn't hooked up to no router or nothing. You just dropped these niggas off. Yo, you high keep broken.
As the drones drop
I'm
out
not
of
even
the
gonna
sky
lie.
and
You high
slam
keep
into the
broken.
field around them. Moments later, thunder rumbles overhead and lightning cracks. Hello, Kents, Cal says softly as rain begins to fall down all around them. But the Kents don't know that someone from Lazarus has come to investigate the missing drones and reported him for terrorist activity and immigration violation. The rain fell for 3 days, and though this brought
Yo, y'all think once if aliens actually do enter Earth, do you think we're legitimately gonna have immigration conversations about them? I think we will. I think if we see a UFO actually land in American soil, I think them niggas are gonna be more worried about immigration and papers more than actually examining the alien life. If an alien ever lands on Earth, I pray it's anywhere but America. I pray, dude, I can't. Americans are too stupid, bro. They would have more conversations about whether he should stay on the planet because he doesn't have a green card than actually being like, oh, he's an alien. Maybe we should try to see what he's about. Dude, in this timeline, we're cooked. Nah, bro. Nah. I would rather him land anywhere else. How did that nigga land in Brazil like how they was doing earlier, bro? Dude, anywhere but America, I beg, bro. Anywhere but America.
It was not to last. The fourth day saw the arrival of the Peacekeeper unit. Tanks and helicopters churned up the mud as the squadron of Peacekeepers step up to forcibly pull Cal from the Kent's home. Martha tries to reason with them, and Jonathan steps up to defend his wife. But one of the soldiers moves in and punches him across the jaw, knocking him to the ground. The boy's got no ID and no work permit. We're taking him in for processing. The soldiers shout as two of the soldiers are struggling to put Cal in the back of the truck. Lil fella's stronger than he looks! One of them grunts.
Is Superman landed in Nigeria? Bro, depends where in Nigeria, bro. He lands in the city where people can see it, bro. They're gonna think it's the Rapture. Yo, you saw the little Rapture fake thing they did last week, bro. Like, dude, Loki, if it lands somewhere in Africa too, niggas gonna think it's the Rapture. I don't know if Africa's a good spot either. Europe, I don't see anything wrong with Europe. I don't think Europe niggas gonna be that crazy. Asian niggas gonna experiment on them, I feel like. Yeah, if he lands in like Russia or something too. There's literally a comic on what if Superman landed in Russia. I forget what it's called. We gotta read that one on stream sometime. What else? I think South America he'd be cool in. I think Australia he might be cooked just because the animals there are like insane. The animals there are legit insane. Red Sun. Yeah, Red Sun is what when he lands in Russia. I hear that one is fire. I gotta read that at some point. Australia, he'd be cooked. Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro, them animals would tear him apart. If he's a baby, if he lands out as a baby, them animals might whoop that nigga, bro. High key. Antarctica might be too cold for him when he's a baby, but even if he's a baby, I don't know if his superpowers are like that. I don't know if hypothermia would have murked him even as a baby, but I don't know. The ideal place what would be the ideal place for Superman to land? It would have to be a farmland. It would have to be a farmland like this. It'd have to be a farmland like this. If it's anywhere where a government would immediately catch notice, I think in any country, anywhere in the world, it'd be a problem, low-key. Anywhere in the problem, low-key. Nigga said Japan, bro. If it was Japan pre-World War II, my nigga, no. They would put Superman in like the worst experiments ever known to mankind. They would commit war crimes on him. Dude, no. Nigga said Japan, no, bro. No, bro. Niggas is just, bro, I'm telling you, we talked about this on stream before. Yo, Japan's PR is crazy. Japan is so lucky they literally got bombed into submission because they were literal supervillains before they got bombed. Like, I think it's actually, people underestimate how bad Japan was so badly. Like, I would damn near say there was multiple niggas in Japan probably worse than the mustache man in Germany. I could probably say that. I know there was Japanese niggas who would have done what he did. They did way more with less. So dude, nigga said Japan. No, gang, no, buddy. No, bro, no.
As they slam Cal's head into the truck.
No.
I cannot allow you to be taken by these men. Soul suddenly says, lashing out with his abilities to knock the soldiers aside. Cal looks in fear and surprise, unsure why the peacekeepers are attacking him. Talk to them. Tell them who we are. Tell them about Krypton, Cal says to Soul as he shoves one of the tanks away with ease. We do not belong here.
During World War II, there was RAP, the Chinese. I didn't even know that. See that? I didn't even know that. I was thinking about other stuff. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. I didn't even know that, man.
To protect you.
I'm gonna do my research. That's
Cal
wow.
moves to help the Kents, but they both shake their heads. Son, please, go. John and Martha whisper. Tears fill Cal's eyes as he realizes he's going to lose them. But he suddenly leaps up into the air and flies away. He would stay on the move, going from town to town, seeing this new world, and slowly realizing that he might not be able to save it, that it might end, just like Krypton. Present day, Agent Lois Lane has tracked Superman's movements. She arrives at the Smallville Senior Living Facility and flashes her badge. I'm looking for Martha Kent. Is she a resident here? You might say, I'm a friend of the family, she tells the receptionist. Meanwhile, at a Lazarus Corp research center in the Nevada desert, someone else is tracking Agent Lane's movements. Brainiac smiles as he watches the camera feed. Agent Lane is quite the investigator. She's barely required any coaxing on my part. Just a nudge, really. Brainiac says to his benefactor over the other feed, the one that shows him Lazarus headquarters. You deliver what you have promised me, and you ensure your place in the world that is coming. The leader of Lazarus says as he steps from the pool. His followers step forward with robes and a towel as the magic liquid falls away. The androids raise their hands in praise as Ra's al Ghul stands before them.
No
Salvation
shot.
is close at hand.
Ra's al Ghul?
Billions. Once the Superman kneels at the feet of his holy father, Ra's al Ghul. The
My nigga Race? A Superman villain in this? They got my nigga Race over here?
And that concludes the first arc of Absolute
What?
Superman.
They got my nigga Race as a Superman villain? Oh no. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna have to see the rest of this. We got how much we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Superman. But
We
today,
got 6 left. Okay, that's not gonna be that bad. Alright, so we gonna let me skip it. Yo, Brainiac look tough. Oh, Brainiac look crazy right here. Damn. Oh, I like that. I like that design right there. I'm gonna quickly use the bathroom, and then I'll be right back. So for y'all in the chat, go use the bathroom, go pee, get yourself a snack, whatever. I'll be back in like literally a minute. We gonna knock the rest of this bit out. Let's go right now. I'll be right back. I'll be back before like 10:30 probably. So I'm gonna catch y'all. Let me where's my old booby? There we go. All right. I'm back from my piss. Let's get back to it.
Issue number 7 by Jason Aaron. I hope you enjoy.
It's a different voice.
The team of Omega Men drop into the secret facility somewhere in the Nevada desert.
It is.
They drop down into the shadows, readying their weapons.
Or maybe
they
just sound
synchronize
different.
their cortexes with their combat suits. Weapons up.
We need a poll on if I'm handsome. Yo, we gotta do like a Discord call or something. Where like y'all gotta send your faces in the Discord, and we gotta see who's the best looking in the server. We gotta do something like that. Nightboy, if you could do that, I'll start the poll.
Shifting past strange technology and purple mist that clings to the floor. No signs of life. Facility appears deserted. The kind of power this place pulls from the grid. They must be hiding something here. Something big. But if it's the server cluster that runs the Brainiac algorithm, there's no way Lazarus would leave this place unguarded. So stay alert. The team leader thinks to the others as they shift forward. But suddenly, there is a burst of energy, and one of the agents falls to the ground, struggling in pain as the skin seems to be peeled from his body.
What the hell was
that?
What just happened to Call?
One of the agents thinks.
Oh my gosh. Yo, this nigga just got exercised. Nigga. Oh my gosh. Nigga, who are you fighting? Bro!
But a new voice in their head answers. Why? I shrank his skin, of course. The voice tells them. The team leader raises his weapon, prepared to fire. He glances back at his other agents, but they're already falling to the ground. One starts crying out that they can't feel their muscles anymore.
Wow. Oh, yo, that's so nasty. I like it though. Yeah, that's a good art though.
Bones have shrank in his body,
damn.
and he is vomiting them up in a pool of viscera. The team leader turns and runs, firing blindly into the shadows.
Omega Strike Force to base. Immediate evac needed. Primus, do you copy?
The team leader shouts, but his hand suddenly enlarges and the rifle falls to the ground. He topples to the ground from the weight. Shh, now, clear your thoughts. Relax that luscious brain of yours. I'll take it from here. The voice thinks, as Brainiac steps from the shadows. His body held together by machines. And the team leader lets out a scream of
That's
fear.
a fire design. What y'all thinking, chat? I like that. I like that right there. Not gonna lie. Legs look a little crazy, but I like what I'm seeing.
And pain. Later, the team leader is held together by machines as Brainiac picks at his body, studying his biology. The body shifts, and the man struggles to open his mouth, his brain suspended in a jar nearby. I wouldn't advise wiggling in your condition. I tend to tinker when I'm feeling anxious, Brainiac says as he steps forward. He glances back at his monitors and glares at the images of the so-called
My
Superman.
goodness.
He can't work it out.
Clip Zeph. What did I get clipped for? What did I say to get clipped? What did I say to get clipped? What do you mean clip Zeph? What did I say to get clipped? The freak?
Anxious, Brainiac says as he steps forward. He glances back at his monitors and glares at the images of the so-called Superman. He can't work it out, can't figure out where he comes from, how he is able to do what he can. Brainiac roars in anger and frustration and grabs one of the nearby shrunken cities,
he's
shaking the
tweaked.
glass and demanding the
He's
scientists inside
tweaked.
to give him the answers he desires.
He is
Tell me
tweaked.
who he is.
Who is Superman? Oh, that's hard.
Brainiac
That's
bows.
hard. That's hard.
Tiny scientists don't know.
We know nothing, Almighty Brainiac. Please, please don't.
They shout, but Brainiac
Yeah,
whirls
the voice
and
acting on
throws
that
the
is crazy.
glass onto the ground. He steps on the city with an angry roar. Maggots! Morons! He yells as he begins squashing the beings as
Wow.
if they were bugs. Brainiac breathes deeply and gathers himself before turning back to the shattered tactical agent. My apologies. I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm afraid I can lose my mind a bit when I'm angry. Brainiac says as he reaches up and pokes at his exposed brain tissue, explaining that he's tried to cut free the parts of his brain that lead to anger, but has been unsuccessful so far. He
Cut
turns
parts
back
of his
to the
brain that leads to anger is crazy. Could you actually do that, chat? I know there's certain parts of your brain that like are legitimately are like they signal certain emotions. Could you legitimately do that? If I wanted to legitimately take out the part of my brain that feels sadness. Could I successfully do that and get away with it? Could I actually get that done? Cause that would be pretty cracked, would it not? That'd be pretty cracked. Like, imagine you could just like get a surgery and you don't feel sadness anymore, or it's like you don't feel anger anymore. What's a emotion people wouldn't want to feel? I don't even know, but it's like you could just get an emotion like kicked out of your head if you really want to. I feel like that's tough. I don't know. I feel like that's a tough ability, bro.
Surgical table and sits on the ground, admitting that having someone to talk to might help him work through the problem. Brainiac closes his eyes and thinks back to the past. Many years earlier, Brainiac first opened his eyes. He stepped from his pod and looked at another Brainiac that stood before him. You are Brainiac 419,732. You serve the Collective. What is the Collective? Brainiac asks. But the older man waves a hand of dismissal and explains that he is not allowed to seek knowledge beyond his station. He says as he hands Brainiac a shovel. He motions to a furnace and a nearby pile of dead Brainiacs, explaining that Brainiac 419,732's job is to shovel the refuse into the liquidator. Begin shoveling, 419,732. You are already behind schedule, the older Brainiac states before walking out of the room. And so, Brainiac began, shoveling the dead bodies into the liquidator. The bodies never ended. The ceiling would open and a chute would deposit more. It was on day 2,844 that Brainiac discovered that someone wasn't dead. A murderous Brainiac.
So basically saying you would have a brain surgery to turn yourself into a psychopath? What's the definition of a psychopath? Not feeling an emotion? Is that what the definition is? Is that the purest definition of a psychopath? Yeah, lack of empathy, remorse, guilt. Now, I don't want to remove that, but like remove sadness for myself. But I guess if you remove sadness, that includes sadness for others, I guess, right? That's fair. Okay. I was thinking more so on myself. I was thinking in terms of, oh, I don't feel empathy for others. But when I always said that, I meant more so like if I remove anger, nothing could anger me. Nothing could make me sad. I wasn't thinking in terms of other people, so I guess that does make me a psychopath, huh? That is kind of funny.
Tore free of the pile, trying to drive a knife into Brainiac's head. Wait, I serve the Collective. What is your function? I am Brainiac 8,238,759. I stab. I kill. The murderer declares as he prepares to stab again.
Nigga,
but
loser.
Brainiac manages to push him off and grab.
Nigga said his whole government while stabbing. He's like, my name is what was it? Brainiac 750. I stab, I kill. Nigga swore he was so tough. Nigga swore he was so tough. Yeah, okay, buddy. Nigga thought he was so tough.
I am Brainiac 419,732. I shovel. He states simply before throwing the body into the liquidator. Day 13,638. Brainiac continues to shovel. His body is ravaged. Cuts and broken limbs expose his blood and brains. But he continues onward. Day 49,901. Brainiac stands ready, but the room is empty. He rests easily on his shovel, but the ceiling does not open. No more refuse is brought into the room. Finally, he walks to the door. The one that the older Brainiac walked out of.
Brainiac on Brainiac crime? Nah, seriously though. They really wiping each other. This is Brainiac on Brainiac crime. I don't even know why they doing all this.
Brainiac continues to shovel.
No way.
Ravaged. Cuts and broken limbs expose his blood and brains.
With a shovel too. With a shovel too.
49,901. Brainiac stands ready, but the room is empty. He rests easily on his shovel, but the ceiling does not open. No more refuse is brought into the room. Finally, he walks to the door. The one that the older Brainiac walked out of all those years ago. Hello? Is anyone there? There hasn't been any refuse in a long while. Should I? He begins to call. but there's no answer. Finally, he wedges his shovel into the door and pries it open, revealing an empty corridor. Brainiac moves forward, passing strange technology and small cities trapped in bottles. More Brainiac bodies stored in pods. Finally, Brainiac arrives on the bridge, where he finds the older Brainiac, dead. Oh my, are you
Damn.
Brainiac 1? He whispers, but there is no answer. He walks forward to see the lifeless Brainiac slumped in the chair. No, you are more refuse, Brainiac says as he looks up out of the windows and stares at the stars as they pass by. He smiles slowly. I am Brainiac? I am Brainiac! He shouts with joy. That was the day that he was promoted.
They got the Fortnite Battle Royale. Last nigga left. Nigga got the Fortnite Battle Royale, bro. The Battle Royale win, bro. It was real life the last one left, bro. You truly are Brainiac, I guess. Yes, sir. That's crazy, bro.
Brainiac 1. The one where he allowed himself the knowledge of the other Brainiacs. And Brainiac admits that he wondered what else was out in the universe, beyond the stars. In the present, Brainiac stands over the Omega agent. I've sometimes paused to consider the possibility that it would have been better for everyone, me included, if I'd stayed in that room with the shovel. But where would the fun in that be? Brainiac tells the man. He leans over him, thanking him for helping him work through his anger. Contact the Brainiac Collective. Brainiac orders his computer as he turns away. The screens switch and light up, revealing the faces of other Brainiacs around the universe. Brainiac uploads the information that he's gathered and requests any and all possible leads related to Superman's identity.
Wait, so how many clones does he have? There's that much across the universe? How many Brainiacs are there? It's like an Ultron thing where there's just so much Brainiacs. I mean, there's just like Ultron just got like an infinite amount of clones. Like, how much Brainiacs are out there? That's so crazy. How many Brainiacs they got out there, my nigga? Jeez. Their numbers were really high, too. When they were saying their numbers, I don't remember off top. Their numbers were stupid high. I thought he was the last one standing. Nigga, no. There's still there's 10 on here. I thought when he said I am Brainiac, I thought he was the last one. No, wow. That's an interesting concept. Yeah, someone in the chat just said that. Yes, that truly is, bro. Dude, I need to see how he's gonna operate as a villain. This is gonna be like Ultron done right, because Ultron, when he's done right, Ultron got an infinite supply of himself, man. I don't think all of them are his, though, as in all the Brainiacs are his. So, like, how does this work, then? I don't know Brainiac like that. I don't know if, like, all continuities, he has a bunch of different variations. How does this work, then, if not all of the Brainiacs are his, quote-unquote? If someone in the chat could explain that, I'm gonna keep the video playing, though.
The information that he has gathered and requests any and all possible leads related to Superman's identity and/or planet of origin. The other Brainiacs study his reports, but are shocked by what they see, calling the reports idiocy and that no species has the abilities described. One by one, they sign off, until one speaks up. Krypton, a planet in the Rouse sector. Your dust sample matches Krypton's thermal signature, the female Brainiac states, informing Brainiac 419,732 that the world was destroyed and there were no survivors. But this Brainiac did recently visit the former site of Krypton, where I retrieved samples of its remains. They display a rather virulent range of radioactivity, now transmitting the sample's elemental composition, the female Brainiac says. She begins to inquire about the identity of the Brainiac that called this meeting, but Brainiac ends the transmission. Brainiac turns back to his machines as they begin to synthesize a piece of Krypton that matches the specifications sent by the other Brainiac, and he smiles as a plan begins to form. I have work to do, he whispers to himself. Later, he stands before a table where his machines are working on Peacemaker Smith. He is an alien, not even of this world.
Wow.
Tell me, Peacemaker Smith, how does that make you feel?
Wow, Peacemaker don't deserve that, bro. Wow, Peacemaker don't deserve that, bro. He looks so goofy with them legs. Now, real life, bro. I can't take a nigga seriously. They got archaic bow-legged legs like this, man. I can't. That nigga look too goofy. That's crazy, though. He don't deserve that, man.
Peacemaker Smith. How does that make
Not to
you
my
feel?
nigga Peace, bro.
Brainiac asks. But Smith merely screams in pain as the machines continue to work. He doesn't understand, questioning why he is being punished. Just kill me already, he begs. But Brainiac steps from the shadows and smiles. Quite the contrary, Peacemaker. Director Al Ghul was very impressed with your work in the field. You're being trusted with a very special deployment to what is soon to be the most dangerous war zone on the planet. A place called Kansas. Brainiac whispers to him. He turns away and stares at the war suit that he has developed.
Damn, they gonna go crazy. Oh my goodness.
A place called to
Bro.
be the most dangerous, entrusted with a very special deployment to what is soon to be the most dangerous war zone on the
Wow,
planet.
dude, I feel, dude, the Kents, cause like he might not even be in Kansas. Like he might be gone out of Kansas before Brainiac pull up, bro. Dude, he is gonna. Oh no, I can't even imagine. He's gonna run a kill streak up there, bro.
He turns
Bro.
away and stares at the war suit that he has developed.
Damn,
and
Brainiac.
smiles.
Isn't this the same suit that Lex Luthor was just revealed with for Superman 2? Am I tripping? It looks very similar. Very similar. Just brighter colors. Very interesting. I wonder why they brought Lex Luthor again. I swear I thought they were gonna do Brainiac. I'm surprised they're doing Lex Luthor for two different villains. I mean, two different movies.
And that concludes the origin of this
But let's see it. All right, let's
Superman
go. Next
is
one.
on the run, and the Omega Men, Lois Lane, Lazarus, and Brainiac are looking for him. Who will find him first? Welcome to the Comic Story and Complete Story series, where you get Absolute Superman with issue number 8 by Jason Aaron. I hope you enjoy. Ra's al Ghul stands in his office in the Lazarus Corp Global Headquarters as an assassin from the Omega Men charges at him. Death to the oppressors! The Omega Man screams as he raises his energy.
I saw someone say this in the chat. Is it Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul, like how we just said? Ra's or Ra's? I low-key be saying both. When I say just the first name, I just say Ra's. I don't say Ra's. I say Ra's. When I say the whole thing in total, I say Ra's al Ghul. So I don't know. Y'all let me know which one is like the accurate one. Ra's al Ghul both ways, so it's Ra's. Ra's, y'all saying both in the chat right now. Y'all are saying both, not gonna lie. Y'all real life saying.
But Ra's
Y'all
just
saying both.
blocks
Y'all not
and
helping.
catches the blade
No one
in
can
his
agree
form.
which one. Clearly the chats. Y'all, I see an equal rate. I'm seeing equal people saying Ra's, equal people saying Ra's. I say both. I'm not gonna lie.
Director Al Ghul,
I
they're
just say
ready for
both.
you now on the earnings call.
His assistant, Ubu, calls over the comms line. Patch me through, Ubu. We mustn't keep the investors waiting. Ra's says as he yanks the blade away from
Damn!
the Omega Man and turns to
Yo, he buff as hell
waiting.
too. No way. This is Ra's, nigga.
Ra's says as he
Bro.
yanks the blade away from the Omega Man and turns to smash him in the face before grabbing him by the throat and lifting him into the air.
Jeez,
Ladies
gang.
and gentlemen, you know the year's numbers, but here is something you haven't heard. Ra's says as he lifts the assassin into the air, snapping his neck with ease. That is the sound of an assassin, sent by those who would dismantle everything we've built. I thought you might like to listen as I kill him. Ra's says as he drops the dead body to the floor, smiling at the sounds of cheering coming from the other end of the line.
Nigga,
He pulls the energy
what?
blade out of his arm as he turns to meet the other assassins, still speaking calmly to the shareholders. He's just a man. Kill him and we save the planet! The other assassins shout. Ra's calmly steps forward and lashes out, punching one of the killers into a nearby wall, while at the same time speaking about how he founded Lazarus Corp almost 200 years ago and made it his mission to make the world a better place. I never imagined I might live long enough to fulfill my company's ultimate goal of resurrecting the world. Ra's states as he kicks the assassin in the chest and sends him through a nearby door,
That nigga going
landing
crazy.
in a Lazarus pit.
Okay, Ra's.
Activate Lazarus Pit. Maximum power.
Wow,
Roz orders
bro.
The computer. The assassin begins to scream as purple liquid begins pouring from the ceiling. Roz nods.
Hit him with Nickelodeon slime. Yeah, nigga, that's tough, bro. Yo, the Nickelodeon slime back in the day was crazy. I always wanted to be on that show. I don't even know if they still do it no more, bro. I know kids TV has sadly been like it's literally a dead genre. Loki sucks because I think kids need stuff to watch. Like kids out here watching Rakai now. Like, come on now, man. Yo, youth is cooked. But yo, I always wanted to do that as a kid. I ain't gonna
Turns
lie.
away,
I ain't
reaching
gonna
down and retrieving an old sword that had fallen from the wall. He glances in the reflection of the blade, watching as the other assassin rushes him from behind. But Roz sidesteps and avoids another blow. He whirls quickly as he takes the sword in two hands and slashes the Omega Man across the chest. Eventually, I saw the world for what it was, a maggot-riddled carcass. It would fall to me alone
Damn.
to bring this ravaged, overpopulated planet back to life. Roz tells the shareholders as he whirls around again and severs the man's head from his body with one blow. Roz sighs and looks around the destruction of his office. He turns and walks back to the Lazarus pit, staring down at the baby the first assassin has been reverted to. The day of resurrection is close at hand. Soon, Lazarus shall rise from his tomb.
Crazy,
like a newborn
bro. Crazy. And reverse this nigga back to newborn status, bro. Yo, imagine you fighting your op and he just reversed your entire life. Wow. Yo, I'd be sick. I'd be sick. You fighting your op, he just turned you into a fetus. Yeah, that's tough, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that's
Roz
tough.
says as he
I ain't
reaches
gonna lie,
down
that's
and
tough.
picks up the child. A lifetime ago, the name Ra's al Ghul struck fear into the hearts of the masses. The Demon's Head, they called me. He says as he walks back through the office to the balcony that overlooks the city. Holding the child
Reverse
out,
Flash stealing
he
that.
stares.
Reverse Flash would 100% do that too. Reverse Flash would hold Barry's hand and then run so fast he turns into a baby. Reverse Flash would do that whole too. That's crazy.
Eyes.
Not even
But
out of
like
character.
Lazarus, I have been reborn. I am a god with the power to heal the lame, to restore the old, to save the planet from the billions of leeches who would bleed it dry. You may call me the God's Head now. My only regret is that I have no son through which to do this. Roz tells them as he releases the child, allowing it to plummet towards the streets of Metropolis below. Not yet, I don't. He turns away from the balcony without a second thought. Until next quarter, my dear friends of the League of Shareholders, Lazarus means salvation. Lazarus means
You just boom a baby, my nigga? Oh, heck no.
sustainability and the power to
You
sell.
just boomed a baby, my nigga? Oh, this nigga gonna die. Nah, he need to get boomed for that, bro.
Lazarus
You need to
means
get boomed
hope.
for that, bro.
Roz tells the shareholders.
You need to get
as he
boomed
finishes
for
the
that. No way.
Crowville, Kansas. Cal stands in the hospital room of Martha Kent. He smiles down at the old woman.
No
telling her of
way.
his travels, telling her of how he found an island in the Arctic Ocean that you can look up into the stars and feel like you were the
Bro
only
did him like
person in the world.
Odysseus? Yo, I swear to God. Yo, this was this video that I saw. I might react to it on stream. It was called Greek gods are so easy to rage bait. I want to make a video about rage baiting because the aura farming one did really well. The snow bunny hypnosis one did really well. I like making videos about like popular terms that are on the internet. I gotta do one on rage baiting. There was a video I saw about Greek gods were so easy to rage bait. It was true though. I could say, yo, Zeus, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like his fit. He would literally curse my family for generations on end just because of that one sentence. Yo, those Greek gods were actually insane, bro. Like, I would love to make a rage bait video on that. I can make that really fast too. I might do that in November. I might write that down for November because, dude, I saw that video. I was crying. I don't know who the creator is, but shout out Sam. I was crying when I saw that, bro.
Just like the tall grass prairie, like
Crying.
the Flint Hills down the road, like home, Cal whispers. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a handful of seashells, placing them gently on the nightstand. I brought you seashells from all 5 oceans. You always said you wished you could see the ocean, Cal whispers. But Martha begins to stir. Her eyes are cloudy with confusion.
Who are you? Jonathan!
Martha begins to yell, Struggling against her blankets, Cal tries to calm her, tries to make her remember him. It's okay. It's Cal, remember? But Martha is confused, lost in her own mind.
Jonathan, there's someone in my room. Help!
Martha cries.
No, she doesn't have her
Cal has
memory.
no choice but to fly out the.
She got no memory? Oh, bro. Nah, that's sad, man. Dude, that's sad. Either she got no memory or she don't recognize him. I don't think she not recognize him. That's kind of stupid. That's crazy.
Window.
Alzheimer's? Yeah, that's tough, man.
Shortly,
That's
he is
tough.
walking
I
down
couldn't
some-
imagine having like a family member that you really love have Alzheimer's or dementia and like they just slowly forget you. Bro, that's like that I wouldn't wish that on nobody. Not even my greatest ops. Not even my biggest ops. Not even my biggest enemies, bro. I would never. That's
Although
crazy.
Main Street, when he
Wow,
finally
bro.
stops. You people have no shame, he says to the shadows on his left. Jimmy Olsen steps out with his hands raised.
Are you kidding? I've got more than I know what to do with. I'm here with the Omega Men.
I've been sent, Jimmy begins to say. But Cal cuts him off as he turns to his right.
Shout out that nigga
Doesn't
Jimmy.
matter. Whatever it is, the answer will always be no. That goes for both of you, he says as Lois Lane steps out of the shadows on the opposite side of the street. Lois has her hands open, showing that she's not armed. She walks forward slowly, trying to convince Cal that she isn't there for Lazarus. Just as me, Lois Lane, she says as she holds her hand out in a greeting. But Jimmy is suddenly there, pushing her away, pointing out that Lazarus is probably tracking her position as they speak. But Lois pushes him back, pointing out that the Omega Men are just as bad, and their boss lady put her father in a wheelchair. And your boss just turned a blind eye to 23 dead bodies in... Wait, where'd he go? Jimmy says as he realizes that Cal is no longer with them. Lois looks around, calling out into the night. She's studied Cal's history in Smallville, knows that he keeps returning there, saving people. I know why you keep coming back here. The Kent family farm. By all accounts, they were lovely people. Lazarus took that from you. Since then, you've been searching for a place to belong. I think you're looking for someone to trust. And I think that just maybe, she calls out. But there's no answer. Superman? Are you even still there? She finally says. But Jimmy motions to the closed down Main Street around them, shouting that Superman came back to fight for what's left of Smallville, to defeat the Lazarus Corporation, to take back the land for the people. But suddenly, the streets around them are full of red dust, and Superman appears before them, anger flashing across his face. Peacemaker Smith. I'm here because of him and the innocent people that he murdered in Pakistan.
Literally, bro.
I came here in hopes of stopping myself from killing him. Cal continues.
W-Mans.
But suddenly, there is a gunshot. Cal stares down in shock at the hole in his chest. Blood begins to seep out alongside a strange green gas. Lois
Peacemaker.
and Jimmy both draw their weapons as Cal collapses to the ground. Do you see a sniper? Who the hell's firing? Lois shouts.
Peacemaker.
Jimmy motions to the peacemakers descending from the helicopters around them. Are you kidding me?
Dude, imagine if Peacemaker rolls up on Superman like this in the next movie. Bro,
Think.
that's insane, bro. Is Peacemaker in the comics, like besides this one, is he like a Superman based character? Because I didn't know Peacemaker till the Suicide Squad movie. I didn't know Peacemaker till then. But so I know nothing about how he is in the comics. Is he a Superman related character? Or is he kind of just like in miscellaneous DC stories? I wouldn't know for real. I didn't mean to mute.
Lois moves to help Superman up, but Jimmy whirls and aims his pistol at her. You're not touching him, he shouts. Lois shakes her head and lowers her weapon. Look, you and I, we're from opposite ends of the spectrum.
Peacemaker is an obscure D-lister. That's why the movies are so goated, bro. There's so many heroes that are like quote-unquote D-listers that are like household names. Guardians of the Galaxy, before MCU, they were like, would you even consider them D? Besides like Gamora, because Gamora was in like the Infinity Gauntlet comic. Like, you know, she's Thanos' daughter, bro. So like she was in there. Not Gamora. It was what's her sister's name? It was not Gamora. It was the other one that takes the gauntlet in that comic. So, but like besides her, like all of them niggas were like E-listers, bro. Guardians were Nebula, yes. All of them were E-listers. Who else? I know Iron Man was not that crazy in the comics beforehand. I wouldn't say he was an E-lister or like a D-lister, but I know he was not. Iron Man was not high up there before the movie came out. I know that for a fact. I know he was not that high up there. Who else? Like Ant-Man, I don't think was. If you said Ant-Man before like 2012, niggas would have laughed at you, bro. Before like 2015. 2015 was when his movie came out. Ant-Man, niggas would have laughed at you. Who else? Off the dome that like is like really popular now, but didn't have any sauce. Thanos is a household name now. He wasn't a nobody in the comics. He was always one of the biggest big bads, but it's like with Thanos' sauce that he has right now and his popularity right now, you would think is like Doctor Doom. Because Doctor Doom always had that sauce. Doctor Doom, I think if you knew even a little bit about comics, you would think he was always like, I always thought he was like the Marvel big bad of all big bads. Like I thought he was always the pinnacle. Like when I was younger and I saw that first Avengers movie, I thought they were leading up to Doctor Doom. I thought like Thanos was like a big villain under Doctor Doom. I'm surprised they're doing Doctor Doom just now, but it's crazy, bro. Iron Man was like B, maybe C before his movies. Fair enough. I know Cap was still big on the Avengers though, so I don't know if I'd say he was low, but low key, it was really just like Hulk, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. They was like the top three. And then anyone under that, it'd be like Wonder Woman. No, like not counting DC, because DC, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman were always popular. They were always popular. Green Lantern was more popular than I think 90% of Marvel heroes. I think you can make a case that Green Lantern was more popular than Captain America before MCU. I think you could actually say that, and that's not a crazy take. Green Lantern was probably more popular than Captain America pre-MCU. Am I tripping for saying that? I don't think that's crazy to say. Like, I think, like, The Flash was more popular than, like, 90% of Marvel heroes. Green Lantern was. Who else in the MCU? And Blade. I don't think Blade was that popular. At least as a kid, Blade was not that popular. I didn't know Blade till way later. Blade was not popular with the youth when I was growing up, at least. I'm a 2003 kid. Blade was not that nigga. To us, at least. Because we were mad young. Blade was like, all three Blade movies came out before 2003. If I'm not mistaken. Or if so, the only one that came out after was the bad one. But yeah, DC was always more iconic. DC was always... That's why it kind of sucks that the DC movies flopped the way that they did. Like the DCU flopped the way that it did. Hopefully Gunn could bring it back. I just don't think people trust superhero movies anymore. Like people are seeing Superman's box office sales and like, oh my god, like this is terrible. Superhero movies fell off. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, but I think people are definitely not as strong on them now because Marvel just put it in a freaking unrecoverable pit. Like there's always been. Sorry for the tangent. I'm gonna go back to the video. But there's always been bad superhero movies. Like. Yes, like Spider-Man 2 came out in like what 2001? No, 2000 like what 2? There was probably like 50 other super bad superhero movies that came out that same year. Spider-Man 1 came out, Batman Dark Knight came out with Iron Man. There was definitely like 50 other bad superhero movies that also came out. But they're not talked about because the good ones that came out always did good. But like when the big juggernaut started making bad movies, that's when everyone started to not trust superhero movies no more. If the MCU off of Endgame started making terrible movies like that, and it wasn't like 01, it was like, how long was it till we got like a decent Marvel movie, bro? It was like a good, like, from 2020 to like 2024, we were just getting garbage. Like, I can't even name a like legitimate good one. Like, Shang-Chi was pretty decent. I think Doctor Strange is overhated. Besides those two, Black Panther was pretty good too. Bro, it was like all trash. It was like 4 years of straight garbage. And there was good movies that came out in between. The Batman 2022 was crazy good. Spider-Verse was incredible. But like, again, if the main dog, if like the MCU, you don't have the grace to mess up. Sonyverse could drop all the trash that they want. Like, there's always going to be trash superhero movies, bro. But the top dog, you can't do that, bro. Because if the casual audiences don't like you, you're cooked. They're not going to trust anything. You can't, like, it's like if like everyone's like, oh, like let's say if Sonic dropped a bad game, right? If Sonic drops a bad game, everyone's like, oh, okay, whatever, it's Sonic. If Crash Bandicoot drops a bad platform, it's like, okay, whatever, it's Crash. Mario, you can't do that. Mario can't have a Sonic Dark Age. You can't do that. Niggas won't trust platformers no more if Mario does it, because you're the face of it. You feel what I'm saying? I hope you guys understand the analogy I'm going for. Let's keep going. That was a crazy tangent off of, I don't even know what brought it up. What happened in the comic to bring that up? I asked about Peacemaker. Dude, I don't even know what yo,
Look,
my
you
fault,
and
bro. My
we're
fault
from
for the
opposite ends of the spectrum. We don't agree on anything and never will, except for this. If we stand here arguing while this miracle dies at our feet, we will never live long enough to stop regretting the greatest failure of our lives. Lois tells him. Jimmy stares at her for a moment before lowering his own weapon. Help me get him out of here, she says. Meanwhile, the Peacemakers have begun to spread through the streets, led by Peacemaker Smith. All Peacemakers!
Oh, that
secure
nigga
the
look
perimeter.
insane. Jeez, yo, this design is raw. Oh, I like that, nigga. Oh,
Whoever's
yeah.
helping him,
That's
Smith
so
says
tough.
as he begins to move through the streets. Meanwhile, Lois, Jimmy, and Cal have taken shelter inside an abandoned bookstore. Lois is checking him and realizes that the bullet is still inside his chest. I thought he was supposed to be bulletproof, Jimmy whispers. Cal, I am having great difficulty extracting the projectile. Its composition appears to be... No, that is impossible.
Yo,
Soul says
I'm not gonna
as he-
lie. I don't know how much I like Superman having an AI. I don't know how much I like Superman having a Jarvis with him. Superman's already cracked. You can't give this nigga a Jarvis as well, bro. I don't know how much I mess with it. I think it was because this Superman is pretty lonely and they need somebody for him to bounce off of, even if it's just an AI. But I don't know how much I feel like, I don't know. I like the cape idea though, but like an actual sentient AI with, what y'all think about it? An actual sentient AI with Superman? What y'all thinking? I don't know how much I mess with it for real. Let's keep going.
Examines Cal's body. Don't care what it is. Just get it out, Soul.
Yeah, nigga, Batman need Jarvis. Yeah, I guess this is like a Batman thing more than a Superman thing. Like, I can see Batman getting shot and yelling at an AI to get it out. I don't know about Superman, though. I don't know about a Superman. I don't know. It doesn't feel Superman related.
As Soul
in my
works
opinion.
to extract the bullet, but the wall suddenly crumbles inward. There you are, Smith bellows as he reaches
But
down.
I liked the cape thing, though. Like, I like the cape thing is really cool. I like the cape thing, like, moving on its own and being, like, an actual thing. But, like, this is kind of, like, it's kind of overbearing. That's kind of, like, a little too crazy. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think.
And grabs hold of Cal, lifting him into the air and throwing him through another wall and back out into the streets. Smith stomps forward, slamming his fist into Cal again and again. But Cal fights back and quickly gets to his feet, lashing out and punching.
Yeah,
him
Superman has robots. Like, I don't have a problem with him having robots. But they're in the Fortress of Solitude, nigga. He just has this. Like, this is completely different, bro. This is completely different, bro. Completely different. Even the robot service, I'm not gonna lie. If I was writing Superman story, I wouldn't give that to Superman. But still insane, though. Still insane. Like, this is. I feel like this is just a little
the
different.
chest, staggering him. Peacemaker Smith's abilities appear to be upgraded, and the solar energy in your cells is rapidly depleted by the bullet's radiation. Kal-El, this fight could kill you, Soul warns. But Cal ignores him and hits Smith in the chest again. But the Peacemaker smiles. Cal's blows are getting
Damn.
weaker. Brainiac showed me everything. I serve the will of God. Smith bellows as he hits Cal in the chest again, bringing him to his knees. Cal tries to use
He's
his
putting
ice
that
breath,
work.
but Peacemaker Smith just punches him in the face. Kal-El, the bullet, is of Kryptonian origin. It is the planet's irradiated remains, Soul warns. Smith stands ready to continue the fight, but looks up as both Lois and Jimmy approach him with their weapons drawn. Get off him, Smith, Lois orders. Smith just smiles at them as the rest of the Peacemakers arrive, weapons trained on the traitor and the terrorist. Guns down, both of you, the Peacemakers order. But suddenly, the streets are filled with the residents of Smallville. All y'all put your damn guns down and march yourselves out of Smallville. This is still
the accent
our
is
town.
crazy, bro. The
townsfolk
accent is
shout.
insane.
Smith smiles and turns to those gathered, prepared to murder everyone. Ha! God bless America. But suddenly, a glowing fist punches him across the face. Smith! Superman bellows as he beats the Peacemaker into the ground.
Oh, shoot.
Smith looks up to see
Oh.
Superman surrounded by
Oh.
weapons, now clad in more powerful armor. You should have stayed the hell away from Kansas.
Ah,
Superman growls as
damn.
the red dust swirls around them.
Hold on. Hold on. What this is, man? Oh, hold on. I ain't know niggas going crazy.
Superman
I ain't know
growls
niggas going
as
crazy.
The red dust swirls around them, slashing at the Peacemakers, shredding their weapons and armor. Superman moves blindingly fast, his fists slamming into Smith again and again. I just punched you 1,000 times in 30 seconds. Stay down, Smith.
Crazy.
Superman orders, but Smith
Crazy.
doesn't listen. All that power, and you're still afraid of your own rage. Look at you. You've got my bullet in you, killing your alien ass, and you're still holding back. Smith says with a smile, but Superman steps forward, raising his glowing fist. Not anymore, he growls. But Smith's smile widens. He struggles to his feet and draws his pistol. It glows with another strange green bullet. Ha! Too late, pal, he says as he aims and fires. The round hits Cal's armor, knocking him back. Smith fires
Pierce
again,
it
and
through
another
the
round
armor?
rips into the alien, knocking
Yeah,
him
that's
to the
crazy.
ground. Cal tries to speak
Yo, that
to Sol.
bullet is
The system is
OC.
down. His friend
Oh,
is silent.
yeah.
Ra's al Ghul. That's God's secret name. Brainiac told me, Smith says as he stands over Cal. He raises his weapon and aims it at Cal's head. God says, all we gotta do to save the world is murder a whole bunch of people. Smith tells him with a smile.
What?
His finger begins to tighten on the trigger. But suddenly, energy rips through his body. You forget yourself, Peacemaker. You belong to Brainiac, and I am always watching. The Superman is not to be killed. Brainiac says into Smith's mind before the Peacemaker
Damn.
collapses to the ground.
W
Passes
Brainiac
out.
for that.
Superman is still wounded, blood seeping from the gunshots as he struggles to his feet. Get me out of here, he gasps. We're trying. We just don't know what to, Lois starts to say. No, you, Superman says, pointing at Jimmy. Lois turns to Jimmy. You said you had a way to save him. Do it, Lois tells him. Jimmy doesn't hesitate. This is Agent Alpha. I need a boom. Jimmy
Saying
says-
Ra's al Ghul is God's hidden name is some crazy glaze. That gotta be like top 10 worst glazes of all time. High key. Like, I didn't even peep that in the moment. Saying that's God's hidden name, like, you are low key. That is like otherworldly levels of meat riding. Like, bro, the meat is so down your throat, I could literally see it in your stomach. Like, bro, that is like unfathomable levels of riding. Wow. Even Brainiac got to tell that nigga to chill out.
Into his comms. Suddenly, there is a loud boom, and a portal opens in the street. Energy and light fill Smallville as the Omega Men pour out, opening fire on the advancing Peacemakers. Lois begins to help Superman through the portal, but the Omega Men Primus steps forward and places an energy sword to her throat. Not you, Lane, she says. The Omega Men suddenly disappear into the portal, leaving Lois behind. The Peacemakers surround her, aiming their weapons at her. Lois doesn't fight. She puts her hands in the air in defeat. What the hell have I done? She whispers to herself.
Ain't no
And
way.
that is where issue 8 leaves us. Next time.
Ain't no way. Alright, next one. We on the last
Shot
four.
by Lazarus with a kryptonite bullet. Superman must now be saved by the Omega Men. Cal writhes in pain, blood seeping from his wounds as the Omega Men try to hold him down. They are in the medical bay of a captured Lazarus oil rig that the Omega Men use as a base of operations. Multiple entry wounds. Pulse is there. BP's dropping. Anesthesia has no effect. He's feeling everything we're doing. The medic shouts as the doctor continues to reach in, trying to find the kryptonite bullet. I've got it! Retrieving it now! The doctor shouts. Cal screams in pain, the force of which shakes the room around them, destroying their equipment. But he suddenly sags as the kryptonite bullet is pulled free from his chest. One down, 2 to go. The doctor says as he holds the first bullet high in triumph. Primus staggers back to her feet, explaining that the other rounds are wedged between his
I need to
ribs
see
and near
Primus
his-
with mask off, man. Yo, when we seeing Primus with mask off, bro? That's what I'm asking. I didn't mean to click that. My fault.
lungs and asks where the ultrasound is. The doctor motions to the destroyed equipment around them as he looks up at her. Every piece of equipment in this room was just blown to smithereens. We can't see anything in there, he points out. Cal sits up and holds out his hand, gritting his teeth against the pain. His eyes begin to glow with blue energy. I can. Give me the clamps. I'll do it myself.
Crazy, bro.
He gasps. Cal takes the medical...
Still crazy how they hold Lane like that. She just said, not you, left her alone. Left her alone. Just left her alone there. That's kind of crazy, though. Just left Lane out to die while they saving Superman's life. Shout outs to them for saving Superman's life, but they did Lane dirty.
Equipment and
Did
uses
Lane
his
dirty
vision
right
to
there.
see inside his own body. He lets out another scream of pain as he pulls out the second bullet. Once again, he collapses against the table. Don't think I can do that again. Soul? Cal gasps, but Soul's voice is far away, apologizing as he continues to reboot. But Primus is leaning over him now. It's all right, Superman. You're not alone, she says to him. She turns back to her soldiers and orders them to bring the box. Cal struggles to remain conscious. The kryptonite in his chest is trying to kill him, but Primus reaches out and slides away her helmet, revealing her face. Hey, stay with me. We have something here that can help you. Though, it may feel strange. Just keep your...
Nigga, I knew it! Nigga, I knew it! Oh, she's so... Let me get her. She's so... bad! Yo, nigga, I knew it from the jump! And she a black queen! Nigga, I knew it from the jump! Nigga, I knew it from the jump, nigga! Bro, I knew that from the jump, bro. Since we first saw her, I knew there was a bat. Oh, I knew there was a baddie under there, nigga. Oh my goodness, yo, she's so. Alright, we all taking Superman, Mama, or her. I'm not gonna lie, the melon. I'm sorry, I'm taking her 10 times out of 10, nigga. Who wants back shots? Shout out my video. Let me bring up my video right now. Actually, I'm gonna bring it quote for quote. Just so y'all know I'm serious, man. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what it's saying. Y'all know what it is, my nigga. Where my vid at? Where's Spider-Verse? Right here. On the screen. Boom, boom. Where's it at? Right here. Boom, boom, boom.
You know I was geeked. Have my mouth to a question that get quite have in mind.
Right here. Yup. My first question I gotta ask her.
Why is she looking at me like that though? Who wants back shots? My second question. Who wants back shots? My third question. Who tied them up? And sadly,
nigga. Oh my goodness. Let's get that back. Let's run it back.
Your eyes on me, all right? Omega
going.
will provide.
Keep going.
She tells him as the doctor returns, now holding a strange alien box. Triggering the machine. Stand back.
Would an absolute Goku go stupid? It would, for real. Absolute. I don't know how an absolute Dragon Ball would look like, for real. Because Dragon Ball is kind of different. I don't know how that would look, but it'd be tough.
He tells those gathered around. Cal's eyes widen in surprise, and he tries to tell them to wait, but it is too late. The box begins to hover over him. Energy erupts outwards as it pings again and again, the sound echoing around the room. The energy wraps around him, and Cal begins to scream again. Meanwhile, Lois Lane sits in a Lazarus cell at the Lazarus Corp Processing Center. The door opens and a massive man walks in. Agent Lois Lane, you will answer my questions as if your life depended on it, the man tells her. Who am I? And why am I here? He asks. Lois looks at him for a moment. She knows who he is. You're Ra's al Ghul, reclusive founder and CEO of Lazarus Corp, she says, explaining that he is there to impress her with his appearance, and that despite her betrayal of Lazarus, she is not fired and will not be executed. That she is still a soldier of Lazarus and will do as she is told, and there's still work to be done. Ra's smiles at her. Brilliant! I could not have said it better myself. Now let us, he begins to say, but Lois cuts him off, explaining that Roz will also threaten to take away her father's Lazarus prosthetic legs with the flip of a switch. I almost feel sorry for you. You have no idea how the world has changed, because you haven't met him yet. Once Superman's standing in front of you, you'll realize just how small you've become, Lois tells him.
Talking that smack! Talking that smack!
Roz's smile falls away, and he leans forward. I fear I must correct you on one minor detail. Disappoint me again, child, and I will not take away your father's legs with a flip of the switch. I will put the pathetic cripple out of his misery with mine own hands.
Damn.
Roz tells her.
Damn.
Lois lunges at him with a hidden knife and holds it to his throat. But Roz
Damn,
does
bro.
not care. Do it. Open my throat, and I promise you, I will rise again on the morrow.
Bro, that Lazarus pit is so cracked. That Lazarus pit is so cracked. He really could just say that. Slit his neck, bro. Really won't do nothing. Really won't do nothing about it either, bro.
Say the same, he says. Lois lowers the blade, and Roz finally nods and turns away. Lazarus means life, Agent Lane. You hold your father's in your hands. Remember your love for him as you fulfill your duty. And bring me my son. Roz tells her as he stalks out of the cell. Weeks later, at a Lazarus Corp peacemaking embassy in Pakistan, the peacemakers turn in shock as a boom tube opens. Omega men pour out, led by Primus.
Wait, so do they have a whole teleporter? This little tube thingy is like real life an entire teleporter. It's like the little universe thing they had in the movie. That's tough. That's low-key broken.
Techno-fascists.
And there's no limit to it, right? It's just the sword that opens the gate. There's like no limit to this. Y'all can let me know in the chat. That's crazy if so, though. That is crazy if so.
Shouts as she kicks a peacemaker in the head and raises her sword. She prepares for the killing blow, but the Omega Men are suddenly held in place by red dust as Superman steps through the portal. Primus, you saved my life and I'm grateful, but if you insist on using deadly force, you'll wish you'd left me to die, Cal tells her. Primus lowers her weapon and nods. Never, Superman, never, she says before turning to the others and ordering them to follow Superman's lead. Cal moves quickly, using his super speed to move through the embassy and search for the Pakistani protesters that the peacemakers were holding hostage. The Omega Men watch as peacemakers are thrown free of the building as Superman moves through it. Cal stops on the roof and orders the peacemakers to get out of their tanks before burning them all with his heat vision. You must be more careful, Kal-El.
The boom tubes are Darkseid's tech.
Before burning them, reopen your wound
I didn't mean to
on
do
the
that.
roof and orders the peacemakers to get out of their tanks before burning them all with his heat vision. You must be more careful, Kal-El. If you exert yourself, you could reopen your wounds. Sol reminds him. Cal nods. Sol.
That nigga moving like the Flash. That nigga moving like the Flash.
Superman moves through it. Cal stops on the
Nigga moving like the Flash. Oh my goodness. Muted again, my fault.
Sol, I think we've been here long enough to say that there's no such thing as being careful on this planet. And at this point, all I am is wounds. Cal reminds his friend with a sigh. Suddenly, twin peace mechs reach through the fire and grab hold of Cal, threatening to rip him apart. But Sol charges up and activates a solar flare mode, unleashing a solar flare.
Solar
burning
flare?
all the mechs as Cal
No Krillin.
screams in pain.
Solar flare, no
Earlier,
Krillin.
at the Omega Men base, he sat with Jimmy Olsen. What do you know of that box? Cal asks him. Jimmy shrugs, explaining that there are various stories about how it came from space or was found buried deep beneath the earth and had been there for millions of years. All Primus says is that it comes from God, Jimmy tells him. Cal nods.
God being Darkseid. God being Darkseid. You're talking about the cube, right?
Box. Cal asks
Yeah,
him.
the box.
Base. He sat with Jimmy Olsen. What do you know of that box?
Yep. Okay.
All Primus says is that it comes from God, Jimmy tells him. Cal nods and explains that it spoke to him, not with a voice, but with fire. Burned its words into his mind. It's called a father box. I saw a world erupt.
Father box.
Fire.
Father. Did he just get the name wrong? Or it's called Father box in this? I swear I was about to hear Mother Box.
the size of oceans and slums that went on forever. Cal tells his friend as he stares out at the ocean. You saw what will happen if we don't stop Lazarus Corp. Primus says their boss is a certified maniac, Jimmy tells him. Jimmy explains that he joined the Omega Men because he wanted to help save the world. That he couldn't just sit idly by and watch as Lazarus Corp destroyed everything.
W.
Plus
Jimmy.
all the craziness that's supposedly happening in Area 41, the government's Project Olympus, and the world's richest psychopath. Some guy they call the Joker, Jimmy says. But their conversation is interrupted as
Hold on. Crossover coming.
41, the government's Project Olympus, and the world's richest psychopath. Some guy they call the Joker, Jimmy says.
Damn,
Their
okay.
conversation is interrupted as Primus comes over.
Okay.
Explaining that Jimmy will have
Yo,
one
I can't wait to see the Joker in this verse. man. Yo, I'm so hyped for that.
chance
I'm
to rise
so
above the
hyped. You have
rain
no idea.
As he will be joining them on their assault on the embassy, as the Peacemakers have captured a group of protesters. Back in the present, Cal rips apart the Peace Mechs and stands in the destruction as Peacemakers surround him, aiming their guns at him. Soul is still speaking. Father Box is extremely dangerous, Kal-El, he tells him. Cal looks at the Peacemakers around him.
Oh, there's a mother and father box. Okay.
Soul, I've never heard you like this. You sound almost frightened, he tells his friend as he begins to charge up another solar flare. I am a vestige of the Kryptonium Luminarium, imbued with limited sentience by Lara L. I am not capable of such emotion. It is you who should be frightened, Kal-El, of the Father Box, and this corrupt world, and the sort of man it may be turning you into. Soul tells him as Cal unleashes his anger with the solar flare on all those who surround him. Soul,
God
you
damn.
saved my life, and you're all I have left of Krypton.
Damn.
I'm tired of people telling me who I am. So do me a favor and shut the hell up! Cal finally snaps in anger. As you wish, Kal-El. Disabling voice mode, Soul finally says. The Omega Men catch
tell
up to
that nigga
Cal
shut
and
up,
begin
bro.
to spread
Tell
out
that nigga
and
shut his
search for
mouth.
prisoners. But Cal uses his supervision to find them quickly. He punches through a nearby wall, revealing that the Peacemakers strung the protesters up and hung them from the ceiling. More Peacemakers
Nah,
begin
them
to
peacemakers moving vile. Nah, these peacemakers moving vile, bro. Diabolical. Oh my goodness. After the multiverse trend, superhero movies might do absolute next, maybe. If like they might do that to bring back like certain characters, but I don't know if we're gonna see that for a long time.
Peacemakers strung the protesters up and hung them from the ceiling. More Peacemakers begin to flood into the chamber. Primus lifts her sword up again, ignoring Superman's warnings as she turns on the villains. Butchers! Butchers and cowards!
Crazy,
she bellows
bro.
as she swings the blade,
Deserved crash
cutting
out.
through them.
Deserved
She
crash
raises her
out.
weapon and takes aim at the nearest Peacemaker. Superman, do something! Jimmy shouts as Primus squeezes the trigger. Later, the Omega Men return to the base with a boom. Cal pauses quietly for a moment and looks down at his hand. He caught the bullet. Soul, I hesitated. I almost didn't. Soul, he says quietly, to no response.
Damn.
Primus stands before him. Now do you see the truth? She asks, explaining that Lazarus will exterminate anyone who gets in their way, that they will destroy this planet, that Superman has the power to stop them, to fight alongside the Omega Men and wipe Lazarus out. You were sent here for a reason, Superman. I see the anger inside you, begging to come out. Stop holding back the volcano, she begs him. But Cal clutches at his head and shakes it slowly.
Got
No,
that nigga stressing.
Stop
Got that
talking.
nigga stressing.
Please, he whispers, feeling the rage building up within him. Primus wants Superman to help her wipe out Lazarus and kill Ra's al Ghul. One death to save billions, she tells him. But the conversation is interrupted by another Omega Man, telling them that in all the chaos they didn't realize that they left a man behind. What are you talking about? Primus asks angrily. Agent Alpha, the Omega Man tells her. We forgot about Olsen. Meanwhile, Jimmy
Wow.
is sitting at a table, a black bag pulled down over his head.
The way I forgot about Jimmy, bro. They about to execute that nigga like how the Snyder movies did. Yo, just straight clip in the back of the head. Oh, no.
Excuse me. I have rights, you know, because of that convention in Geneva.
It's over.
I'd like one lawyer, please. Preferably one with good reviews. Jimmy calls to whoever is there. Suddenly,
Damn,
the bag is
Jimmy!
pulled away to reveal Lois Lane. You don't have any rights here, Omega Man, except the right to tell me everything you know about Superman while you still can. Lois snaps at him as she leans over the table.
I feel like she pretending. She pretended. Let's
Absolute
go.
Superman goes on a rampage.
I feel like Shotty pretending.
Years ago, the Sunstones saved Jimmy Olsen. Krypton. Years ago, the Sunstones crack apart as Jor-El pushes through. I see them! They're alive! Keep digging! He shouts to the drones that float nearby. The drones fly in and continue to chisel away at the Sunstone, allowing Jor-El to enter the chamber that had trapped the lost miners. I'm Jor-El from engineering. I need medical teams down here immediately, Jor-El says over the radio as he enters the chamber. But the miners shake their heads and reach for him. We won't make it, one of them gasps. He motions behind him at the other miners. We won't make it because of them, he grunts. Jor-El doesn't understand, but as he looks up, something tears through the Sunstone, grabbing hold of one of the miners and pulling him screaming into the shadows. Was that? Jor-El begins to say, Sunstone dust beginning to fill the chamber as the ground shakes beneath them, warning them of more animals approaching. Magmoles, the miner gasps. Jor-El shakes his head. He knows about the creatures, knows that they don't come up this far to the surface, and have never attacked people. One of the miners struggles to his feet, lifting the diamond pickaxe and readying it as a weapon.
Damn, shout out Minecraft. Bro, I wonder what's going on. Maybe Brainiac. I don't know if Brainiac knew about these niggas just yet. I don't know if Brainiac had something to do with this. I was about to say, maybe Brainiac's controlling the monsters, but who really knows for real?
Tell that to the 3 miners they dragged away screaming, he grunts. Jor-El crowds with the miners, all standing back to back in order to defend themselves. Stay close. First sign of a mole, we fight together. Bash its brains in. It's our only chance, the lead miner orders. The chamber begins to shake again as the creatures draw close, but they don't come one at a time. They push through the Sunstone and launch their attack. Jor-El's eyes widen in horror at the rabid nature of the normally docile creatures. Something must have pushed them to the surface, starved them. Something within the planet's core must have affected them. But none of that matters. The only thing Jor-El can think of is getting home to Lara and Cal. Drone, lava gun! Jor-El orders. The drone drops the weapon into Jor-El's hands before opening up with its own defenses. Jor-El grimly pulls the trigger and starts firing as the Magmoles surround them. Present day Greenland. Lazarus Corps Research Facility. Snow swirls around the landscape as the Lazarus Corps Defense Air Force flies overhead, scanning for signs of the approaching Superman. Suddenly, red dust begins to swirl from the clouds, taking out the jet fighters one by one. Fire erupts in the sky as the pilots parachute safely down to the frozen earth below. At the facility, the Peacemakers open fire with an anti-aircraft barrage, firing bursts of lasers into the red clouds as they approach. Inside, Lois Lane is dragging Jimmy Olsen towards the exit. Miss Lane, we have to do something. We've got to help. Jimmy begins to whisper, but Lois shoves him forward. Shut the hell up, or we're both dead, you idiot.
Yup, she was
snarls.
pretending. I knew it. I knew it.
Office, Ra's al Ghul watches as the
Look at this nigga aura farming, bro. Aura farming like his death is not barreling towards the window right now. Nigga sat there like these. He gonna get you. You about to get boomed, nigga. You should not be aura farming right now. You should not be aura farming right now, twin.
At last, the day I meet my son, he whispers. He turns back to Brainiac and motions to the frozen landscape.
Bro, I'm sorry. Brainiac looks so stupid, bro. This nigga looks so... Oh, my gosh. You are freak. Bro, I will never get over them legs, man. I'm so sorry. I'll never get over them legs.
Have chosen a less godforsaken location for such a momentous day? He questions. Brainiac bows his head and explains that his studies have indicated that Superman gains his power from the yellow sun. Here, the sun won't rise for another 37 days. The longer he fights, the more Superman will
37
exhaust
days?
solar reserves. Brainiac
Nigga, where are y'all?
Suddenly,
Greenland
the
moving like this? Where the hell are y'all at? Greenland don't be seeing the sun for 37 days, my nigga? What? No freaking shot, bro.
Behind him to reveal the augmented Peacemaker Smith. Captain Smith, ready for another shot at the Superman? Roz asks. The soldier stands at attention and nods his head. Yes, sir, Mr. Al Ghul, sir, he says.
I'm gonna look that up.
If
I'm
I
gonna
may
look that
speak
up.
freely, sir. Do I have permission to win this time? Roz turns and holds out a glowing green kryptonite bullet. Your orders are to make God proud, Roz tells him. Meanwhile, the Red Cloud has reached the anti-aircraft turrets and ripped them apart. Roz steps outside with Brainiac and Smith. Tell me he's killing them, he asks Brainiac. I'm afraid that the Peacemaker's vitals are still quite active. Superman is merely stranding them miles away, Brainiac tells him. Roz sighs in disappointment at Superman's continued non-lethal fighting. Below them, a boom tube suddenly opens in the courtyard, depositing Primus and her Omega Men into the facility. Omega Men, find Agent Alpha and kill anyone who gets in your way, Primus shouts as she raises her energy sword. Lois pushes Jimmy outside as the fighting begins all around them. That was a boom tube. The Omega Men are here, Miss Lane. Primus can get us out of here, Jimmy whispers. But Lois shoves him into the snow and pushes her pistol against his head. I am not gonna tell you again, Olsen. Next time you open your damn mouth, I'm sending your teeth down your throat, she hisses. Smith walks past them, smiling down at Lane. Nice to see you finally joining the team, sweetheart. Now watch what I do to your Kansas pretty boy, he tells Lois.
Pop
His
that nigga.
jetpack activates and he leaps into the sky, barreling towards the red clouds as he readies his pistol. He disappears into the cloud cover, prepared to take on Superman.
He's gonna get turned into ash. I'm not gonna lie. Hydrogen bomb versus coffin, baby. Watch
4
this.
seconds later, there is a burst of light, and suddenly,
Yup.
Smith comes
Yup.
flying back out. and
Rip
slams into the
Bozo,
ground.
nigga. Rip
He gasped
Bozo.
for air. His metallic
Yup.
body shatters.
Oh man, look at my nigga Peacemaker. Oh, that's so tough. Boo-hoo, buddy. Oh man, yo, you got murked. This nigga got murked, bro. Man, hitting the spread eagle. I'm saying, bro.
The clouds
Jeez.
finally part as Cal moves
Oh,
forward.
that's tough. Oh, that's tough. I like that fit. I like this fit. I know there was people in the chat that were saying when who was he fight when he fought Peacemaker the first time in his whole he had like the whole metallic suit come up. I know people were in the chat were saying they didn't like that one. This one I think looks really dope though. This I think looks what y'all thinking? I think this look incredible, my nigga.
Down gently as the red dust swirls around
That's
him.
hard.
Smith reaches a shaky hand for his fallen pistol and takes aim. You bastard! Not done with you yet, he gasps. But Superman doesn't move. He thinks back to the day when his father returned and told him about the Magmals, about how he had to be cruel and kill them so that he could survive. Cal was shocked, but Jor-El explained that sometimes a man had to kill, but only if it was to protect himself and those he loves. Superman stares at Smith, and suddenly, Primus is there. What the hell are you waiting for? For Smith to put another bullet in you? He's a murderer, a threat to everything you fight for. Finish him already, she shouts. But she grows impatient and finally shakes her head and raises her sword. To hell with you, I'll do it myself, she growls. Superman's eyes suddenly glow and the sword melts in her hands. She whirls on the Man of Steel.
So he really
You
do got
see
that no
him?
kill rule. He got that no kill rule here. Ain't no way.
Everything he's done? You're no Superman. You're nothing but a soft little coward.
Oh
she
wow,
shouts.
yo, she talking to this nigga. Oh, she giving him the lip. She giving him the lip, bro.
Suddenly, the Omega Men and Peacekeepers are all around them. Roz approaches with Lois and Jimmy. How dare you speak that way, woman? To the son of the demon. Roz snaps at her. Son? Lois says in shock as she looks at Roz. Not by blood, of course. The blood is what comes now. He stops at Smith, reaching down and taking the pistol from his hands. Please! I never got to fire my bullet, Smith gasps, but Roz shakes his head in disgust. He raises the pistol and takes aim, and fires at Smith's face. But Superman moves at blinding speed.
I thought he was gonna get murked. Okay, W Soups. I thought he was dead by the Murkum. My goodness.
But Superman moves at blinding speed, putting his hand in the way of the bullet. No! He shouts as the bullet rips into his flesh. Roz looks at him, explaining that he understands that Kal is angry at the state of the world. But together, they can fix it, remake it in their image. Isn't that what you want, son? Roz asks. Superman glares at him. I am not your son, he gasps with anger.
Know.
Roz
You're not my dad. Let him know.
Yet, but you will be, he says simply. Suddenly, Kal's eyes widen in shock as something pierces him from behind. He glances over his shoulder as Primus pulls the kryptonite blade.
You too fine to be a rat. You too fine to be a rat. What? What? Bro. Oh, man.
Moves to help, but Primus whirls and kicks her in the head, knocking her out. The rest of the Omega Men begin to fall as Primus moves among them, her blades whirling and slashing. Superman falls to his knees in shock and pain. He looks up at the sound of the pinging father box. Roz stares down at him, his arm gently placed on Primus's shoulder as she holds the father box.
What?
You are not yet worthy of being called.
Yo, shorty, why you do that to me? Oh, yo, she broke my heart, bro. Yo, my nigga in the chat, why baby girl do that like that? I swear, baby girl, why you do that? Baby girl. Oh my God. You really with a lame nigga like Ra's al Ghul? Oh my. This is probably how they make Talia, bruh. Yo, no wonder Talia tough, bro. Look at her mama. Oh my God, bro.
Called a
Just play
child
the damn
of Al
clip,
Ghul.
man.
But
Just play
we
the
will
damn
teach
clip,
you,
my nigga.
your sister and I.
Yeah,
Won't
that pissed
we,
me off, bro.
Talia? Roz asks. Talia al Ghul smiles down at Kal. Indeed we will, father.
That is Talia.
All hail-
That is Talia. Never
But
mind.
We will teach
Never mind. That is Talia. Nigga, never mind.
you, your sister and I.
Never mind, nigga. That is Talia. Yo, I was like, no wonder they had a bad daughter, nigga. It's Talia, bro. No wonder she was, nigga. Of course she bad then, nigga. Oh, that just pissed me off even more. Oh my gosh, I'm done, bro. Nigga, no wonder, nigga. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness,
You
bro.
are not yet worthy of being called.
The emotions this freaking comic is putting me through right now. I love this one right here. I'm not gonna lie, Absolute Superman is tough. I'm messing with this. I can't wait to read all this when I'm done.
Teach you, your sister and I. Won't we, Talia? Roz asks. Talia al Ghul smiles down at Kal. Indeed we will, father. All hail the Omega. And that was the complete story for Absolute Superman, issue 10 by Jason Aaron. If you enjoyed this, will Absolute Superman break and kill them all? Kal-El's eyes widen. He looks up and sees his parents dangling from energy beams above the Kryptonian Council chamber. The members of the science team look down at them with eyes devoid of emotion. For the crime of ambition, we find the L's.
The crime of ambition. Yo, niggas can't even have dreams no more. Bro, the crime of ambition is the craziest sentence I ever heard in my life. Niggas can't even go after their dreams. Yo, that is...
Guilty. For the crime of dissent,
freak,
we
nigga?
find the L's
What?
guilty. For the crime of
What?
illegal use of science, guilty. The League members drone. The energy beams shock the L's with each verdict. Stop! You're killing them! Kal shouts. Finally, the League sentences the Elves to hang from the skies of Kandor for 100 years. With the verdict read, the members of the Science League turn their dispassionate
Insane,
gaze
bro.
upon Cal. Now, as for your crimes, Kal-El of the Redlands, for the misdemeanor of being an orphan, the Science League
The
hereby...
misdemeanor of being an orphan. Like he chose that. Nigga, what the freak is up with these niggas? What is up with these? What the freak am I watching right now? What is up with these? What?
To 20 years confinement in the Phantom Zone orphanage, the League declares. The guards move to grab the young boy.
Sent that nigga in the Phantom Zone is crazy.
His eyes begin to glow red with anger. To hell with you! Young Cal screams as
Insane.
red-hot energy beams begin
Deserved
to
crash out.
through the guards and
Deserved
turn
crash out.
Screams of pain echo through Krypton. Meanwhile, back in the real world, Brainiac leans over the body of Kal-El with a sadistic grin. Cal is trapped, weakened by the synthesized kryptonite that Brainiac has created, while his machine places the young man in simulated worlds of trauma. Tell me you're making progress, Ra's al Ghul demands as he enters the chamber with his daughter. Oh, indeed. Superman has just mentally murdered the entire ruling class of his home planet for the 575th time in the last 6 hours. Once
No
we
shot.
reach 3,000, I believe he'll be ready to move to the Earth. Brainiac explains.
I just noticed the guards had Z on their chest. Maybe Zod shows up later. I'd assume Zod would show up at some point. When they have Z? Where's Z? They do have a Z. You caught that. That's a good catch. That is a great catch right there.
Kal-El with a
I didn't even see that.
Cal is trapped, weakened by the synthesized kryptonite that Brainiac has created, while his machine places the young man in simulated worlds of trauma. Tell me you're making progress, Ra's al Ghul demands as he enters the chamber with his daughter. Oh, indeed. Superman has just mentally murdered the entire ruling class of his home planet for the 575th time in the last 6 hours.
Bro, they put this nigga in a Itachi Genjutsu. They put this nigga in a Itachi... Y'all know how Itachi had Sasuke on the wall? You know how Itachi had Sasuke on the wall? That's what they do. Bro, so Batman not only goes through insane suffering, Superman does too. Which one would y'all... I think this might be... I don't know. Y'all think this is worse than Batman's? Batman's was insane, to be fair. We have to see how long this goes on for, because Batman was 2 months. This is insane, though. Like, I feel like replaying a traumatic event that many times is just, like, an absurd amount. Like, Sasuke... He watched his family die. How many times did Itachi made him go through that? Like 10,000 times? Like, I don't know. Like, Batman's was physical, but like this is like mental trauma. Like, if let's say like, what would I put this in comparison to? Let's say your entire family got slaughtered in front of you, and then a nigga made you watch it 10,000 times. You're coming out a normal person after that? You're not. You're not. And I feel like that is probably worse than any physical pain you could put up again. I couldn't imagine that. Imagine like my parents get like, or my whole fam gets like brutally slaughtered, and I'm watching that over and over on replay 10,000 times. I feel the same emotions again and again 10,000 times. I don't know, man. Y'all let me know which one's worse.
Once we reach 3,000, I believe he'll be ready to move to
Yeah,
the
3,000
Earth.
is crazy,
Brainiac
bro.
Explains.
I feel like that might
Miles
be
nods
worse.
in approval and looks at the young alien, reminding Brainiac that he doesn't want a lobotomized drone like these clones he's created. Yes, of course. The son of the demon shall arise. I assure you, Brainiac says with a bow. Talia glares at him as she steps forward, the father box held aloft in her hands. Fail the Lord of Lazarus, and I will feed your marrow to the father box, she warns. Brainiac's eyes widen as he takes a step back. Superman will be the wrath of the Al Ghul's made flesh, Lady Talia. All I ask is that you keep that box away from me, he pleads. The Al Ghul's leave Brainiac and his drones alone to continue their task. He turns and looks at the tank that contains the synthetic being known as Soul, before turning to check the Kryptonian meteorite restraints. One of the drones steps forward. Brainiac 1, in regards to the Kryptonian meteorite, Some of us thought kryptonite might be a more efficient name for the substance, the drone states. Brainiac whirls and glares at the clone. One demerit for speaking out of turn, Brainiac 9. Return your tongue to the parts department. Brainiac orders. The drone nods and moves to cut out his own
No
tongue.
way, bro.
Alone once more, Brainiac leans
Yo, that is what would you call this, glaze? Dude, he said cut your tongue. Nigga said bet. Immediately it went. That's insane. No freaking way, bro.
his own tongue.
Wow.
Alone once more, Brainiac leans over Kal-El's restrained body. Such a tragedy. I can see why you think you want to save these poor humans from their self-destruction.
bro.
I have lived among them since 1938. So believe me when I say,
Goddamn,
once
Unc.
you've let yourself kill a few million of the hapless sacks of entrails, you'll see. That's the sort of help these people deserve, Brainiac whispers. In his mind, Cal flies above Krypton, using his powers and soul to wipe the planet clean.
Wow.
Meanwhile, in their cell in the Lazarus compound, Talia lashes out and kicks Lois in
Wow,
the face.
Lois.
But Lois merely spits out a mouthful of blood. Are you bored yet, Primus? Either make a fair fight of it, or kill us and get it over with. Lois snaps. She, doesn't speak for the both of us, Jimmy points out. Talia smiles and draws her blade, promising that Lazarus will save the Earth, and a new world will be ushered into existence by her father. Would-be despots with God on their side. How original. You want to start a war between the rich and the poor. A war that nobody wins. Except the Al Ghouls, of course. Lois growls. Talia smiles at her, promising that Superman will lead the way into the future. Soon, that sweet little child of Smallville will turn this planet red, she says with a smile before turning and heading towards the exit. That will never happen. You have no idea how strong he is, Lois promises. But Talia glances over her shoulder. Believe me, I know him better than you ever will. The Father Box tells me everything. Superman has a breaking point, and once he's reached it, his final test will be to kill you both, Talia calls. Day 5. Brainiac leans over Cal's body
No
and demands
way,
a
bro.
status report. But Kal-El breaks through his mental restraints. The machines shatter around him as he sits up, a hand moving at super speed and closing around Brainiac's throat. Get out of my mind, Cal demands as his grip tightens and Brainiac's eyes begin to bulge. You
No
cannot
shot.
shut what is happening to you, Kal-El. You said you killed millions, Cal whispers. Brainiac gently nods his head. I have, on this world and many others. And when I am done, so will you. Brainiac gasps. Cal's grip tightens. No, Brainiac, not millions. Just you, he says as he
Snap the
squeezes
neck,
tighter.
bro.
But Cal suddenly releases him. No, what am I doing? This is not who I am. Cal whispers as he stares at his hands. He turns his gaze upon the drones that stare up at him. Help me.
I really hate y'all heroes sometimes, man. I really hate y'all heroes sometimes, man. I really hate y'all heroes sometimes, man. And I know damn well Brainiac's gonna spin back. He's gonna make his life hell. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness,
See the
bro.
way he
I really
treats
hate
you.
y'all sometimes.
You're prisoners here, just like me. You deserve better. You deserve freedom. Together, Cal begins to say, but he suddenly screams in pain and grabs at his head. Shut down the program! Brainiac demands in the real world. He is leaning over the body, unsure of why Cal
nigga
can't
look
be put to
nasty.
the next stage of his mental conditioning. You're supposed to kill me, you moron! He bellows in anger. Day 12. Brainiac doesn't understand. He still can't push Kal-El further. Meanwhile, his drones step forward, demanding their freedom. Who said that? Which one of you is an ungrateful traitor? Speak up, or you'll all
So
be
it seems like
labeled
Superman, if Superman did kill him, then Brainiac would have won. Okay, then I guess not. But like, I don't know, bro. I probably would have failed that test, low key. I would have just would have been me. Not
Brainiac
gonna lie.
demands. But the drones all begin to say that they were the ones that said it. And so, Brainiac takes a bone saw to them all. Day 14.
Yeah, that nigga's
A
insane.
helicopter lands at the Greenland base, and General Lane disembarks.
Yes, I do read YouTube chat. Whoever just said that. It's just YouTube stream is so late. YouTube stream is so late. You might not hear. I might have said this and then like 5 minutes pass, and you just heard it now. But I do be reading
the
it.
Peacemakers who look to him as a hero. He steps through the security checkpoint and the alarms ding. Sorry, sir, but we'll have to do a secondary security check. One of the Peacemakers states as he raises his weapon. General Lane understands and takes a seat to pull off his prosthetic legs. General, I'm not seeing an appointment on our records. Why are you here again? The Peacemaker asks. General Lane nods as he reaches for one of his prosthetic legs. You know how the story goes, son. The things a man will do for his family, Lane says as he pulls out a submachine gun and opens fire.
Oh, yes,
Minutes
sir.
later, Lois and
W
Jimmy
Pops.
look up in shock as their cell door is blown off its hinges and General Lane stands before them.
W
He tosses his
Pops.
daughter a weapon. 14 guards on this floor, 2 exits. Southeast looks to be the least offended. I'll take point, Lois. You cover the rear, he orders. Lois grabs hold of Jimmy and drags him towards the door. We can't leave yet, Dad. There's someone else here, she says. Meanwhile, inside Kal-El's mind, the Peacemakers are assaulting the Kents. John and Martha shout for Kal to run, but this time, he doesn't. Soul raps out as Kal reaches out with his powers, heat pulsing out of him, burning the Peacemakers alive. With nothing but bodies all around him, he falls to his knees. Ra's al Ghul walks forward and places a hand on the young man's shoulder. Bravo, Superman. I knew you could do it. You were sent here for a reason, son. To save this planet. You can't do that without blood on your hands. You see that now, Ra's states. Kal-El glares at him and moves quickly, ripping the ruler's heart from his chest and letting him fall to the ground. Talia moves to defend her father, but Soul wraps around her throat and squeezes the life from her. In the real world, Lois kicks in the door to Brainiac's lab and shoots the sadistic alien through the chest. Get away from him, you maniac! She snaps as she pushes the body aside, but Brainiac merely smiles at her. Ha! You're too late, Lane, he gasps. General Lane takes a position by the door, snapping off rounds to keep the Peacemakers at bay. Whatever you're doing, do it fast, he shouts. Lois and Jimmy look at the equipment, unsure of how to unhook Superman from the machine. Lois turns back to her father as the gunfire suddenly stops. General Lane stumbles towards them, a blade stuck in his head. I can't feel my legs. He gasps before collapsing. Lois rushes to her father's side, firing into the doorway as Talia and the Peacemakers step inside. I want them back in their cells. Alive. Alive-ish is fine too, Talia orders. In his mind, Kal stands with the Kents on the remains of their farm. The kind, elderly couple pull him close, explaining that for him to be safe in this world, he has to fight for it, has to kill for it. We're so proud of you. Just keep doing it, son. Get out there and kill them all, the Kents whisper. In the real world, Kal-El screams with anger as he snaps awake, destroying the machines around him. He moves fast, grabbing hold of Brainiac and squeezing his throat. But one of Brainiac's drones is still moving, dragging its half-destroyed body towards Soul's containment tank. Save him. Save Superman, the drone whispers as it tips the tank. The red dust begins to swirl around the room. Kal-El, no! What are you doing? Jimmy shouts.
Kal-El, no!
Soul swirls, knocking Talia and the Peacemakers away. Kal-El, this is Soul. I have been reactivated. I am getting us out of here. Soul says, but Kal-El's hand tightens even more around Brainiac's throat as they lift into the air, and he doesn't respond. Kal-El? Soul whispers in the complete destruction of the base.
No way.
And that was the...
No way. We got one more. We gonna knock this one out, and then we gonna end stream. I'm starving. I was gonna go take a break and make food and then come back, but I'll see. Should I do that real quick? Or should we come? You know I'm a yapper. This is 13 minutes. It might be 20. What's the word, chat? Maybe some quick eats to finish this last one out? Or do I starve through this? Y'all say, yeah, ha ha ha. Say less, bro. I'll be right back. We're gonna finish this up. Let me make you some food so I can actually yap and not be starving. Be right back in like 2 minutes because I got to like a minute to like microwave it and all that. All right, I am back. 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 Let's finish this up. Let's finish this up. Let's finish this up. Nigga said, where's Zeph at? He fixing his hairline. I'm not gonna lie, you getting boomed. Yo, when the mods come in, y'all niggas are getting boomed for anything. Anything and everything y'all getting boomed for, bro. Alright, let's get started. Let's get this last one finished.
He's finally broken free of Brainiac's torture and escaped, but it's only a matter of time before Lazarus finds him again. Inside the Smallville Senior Living Building, Martha Kent pulls herself out of bed and rushes to the window.
Nurse! Nurse! Please hurry! Did you see that storm that blew past? It was as red as it could be, wasn't it? That means he's back!
She calls. The nurse rushes into the room at the sound of Martha's excitement. Martha turns away from the window with a smile on her face, explaining that she needs to get ready for his return. But the clarity leaves just as suddenly as it arrived. Miss Kent, what is it you need? The nurse asks. The smile slowly falters from her face, replaced by a confused look.
What did I need for what?
She asks. The nurse tells her that she only came in because she was yelling for something.
Was I?
Martha says as she turns
Yeah,
back to the
dementia
window.
killing her, bro.
Did you see that storm that blew past? It looked almost red, didn't it? Now what was it you said you needed again?
She whispers as the thoughts leave her mind blank once more. Memories and clarity fading. Meanwhile, the red dust storm stops in a
So
field
sad.
outside of town, depositing Lois and Jimmy into the grass. What do we do? Lois whispers as she watches the red dust swirl around Superman, encasing him and closing him off from the world. What can we do? Jimmy asks. Kal-El rages within the storm, but Sol is doing what he has always done. He is saving his young charge. 5 years earlier, Kal sat on the lip of a volcano, staring down at the swirling lava below him. I won't do it, he snaps at Sol, who argues that Kal needs interaction with people, that Kryptonians, like humans, weren't designed to live in isolation. Kal shakes his head. I'm not going anywhere near those Earth
Literally.
people again. There's nothing I need out there. I don't have to eat, barely.
Do y'all think that you guys could live with isolation? I feel like I low-key can. I'm not gonna lie. I low-key feel like I could. Like, if I had my purpose and things that I enjoyed, you told me I can't interact with nobody. You just give me the things that I can enjoy, and I can't interact with nobody online. But I can still make YouTube videos and post it. And I can still play video games. But I can't talk to anybody online. I think I'd be fine. I can still read and all that. I think I could be completely fine. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I think I could definitely be fine if I had entertainment. If I was in a white room by myself, that's crazy. If I had entertainment, I'd be completely fine. I think I'd be fine, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Sleep. Don't need a roof over my head. I'll be just
In the modern
fine.
era, a lot of us do be living in isolation already. A lot of people already do. There are a lot of people who stay in the house and do nothing. Like I think there's a whole Japanese epidemic about it. Like the people who just stay at home. I mean, there's a word for it. I forget what it's called. Like they just stay at home. They don't ever leave their house. It's crazy. COVID taught how to live in isolation. I mean, if you live by yourself, then yeah. But I had my family, so I was around niggas like all the time, even regardless. You know, hikomori, is that what it's called? Yeah, modern day hermit. Yeah, I think that's what the word is, bro. There's a lot of them in Japan. It's low-key crazy.
Is where they're
Low-key
not,
crazy.
He says. Sol is quiet for a moment. I know you are hurting.
I'm a big people person though. I love being around people, but it's like I feel like I could if I wanted to. I love being by myself just as much. What
happened with the Kents? He finally says. Kal hangs his head in sadness. I don't want to talk about that, he finally whispers. Sol reminds him once again that he was not made to live alone. I am an artificial intelligence designed by your mother. I am no substitute for true companionship, Sol reminds him, pointing out that isolation threatens to untether him from the people of his new world.
Yo, his mom is Loki, one of the smartest people in the verse, bro. His mom is so smart. The amount of stuff she created is wow. Like I'm in shock. Is she always this smart? I don't think she's always this smart. There's no way she is. She is insane. She up there, bro. She is up there.
Finally, Kal submits to Sol's suggestions. The AI pauses for another moment. First things first. My sensors indicate that your personal aroma has become quite pungent in recent weeks, Sol points out. Oh, for the love of... a bath? I hate this already. Cal sighs as he stands up and leaps into the lava. Weeks pass, and Cal begins to travel. Sol suggests that with Cal's abilities and
A lava bath is crazy. A lava bath is so crazy, bro. What is wrong with this nigga?
Assimilate himself into the upper echelons of Earth's societies. But Cal refuses. His parents were people of the Earth, farmers and mechanics. That is where he wishes to live. So he travels to the Philippines, works on the sugarcane farms beneath the sun. One day, he lifts a large bundle over his head and places it on the back of a truck. You should drink more water, an older woman says, smiling at him. Sorry, it's the mother in me. You carry more sugarcane than anyone. Without resting in the shade, without stopping for a drink, Lazarus will gladly work you to death if you let them. And the sun is happy to oblige, she tells him. Cal looks back at her. Not thirsty, and the sun feels good to me, he says softly. The woman holds out her hand and introduces herself. Cal reaches for her, but his skin burns her on contact. She screams in pain and pulls away, her hand smoking from the touch. Your hand! It burns like the sun! In heaven's name, what are you? She gasps as the others begin to gather around them. Peacemakers quickly arrive, raising their weapons at them. One of the peacemakers strikes the woman for stopping her work.
Nigga, what? Bro, punch in the face for having a handshake with a nigga is crazy. What is wrong with these niggas? That fool was so far, by the way.
Stop it! Can't you see she's hurt? He shouts. He pulls too hard and rips the peacemaker's arm off. Oh, Rao!
Deserved.
I didn't mean... Cal starts to say as the peacemaker screams in pain. Others arrive and raise their weapons, but Cal suddenly disappears in a blur of red dust. Moments later, Sol deposits him on the peak of the Gungkar Punzu. I didn't mean to do that, Cal whispers as he falls.
Yo, the way Sol...
Of course you didn't, Cal. Sol says.
Sol could just control this nigga. Even he could just bring this nigga out of situations like that. Yo, I'm telling you, Sol is so broken. Sol is low-key broken. That nigga's crazy. Why is he not playing?
Pointing out that the young man's strength has been augmented by the yellow sun. Every day that you are here, you absorb the energy of Earth's yellow sun. You must learn to be careful around humans, Sol tells him. But anger suddenly flashes through Cal as he thinks of the horrible things that the peacemakers do in the name of Lazarus. Now maybe what he did was right, and maybe he should slaughter them all, like his father once slaughtered the animals in the crystal caves of Krypton. Sol is quiet for a moment. The red dust begins to swirl before Cal and suddenly takes on the images of his parents. Humans may be primitive, with a shocking capacity for cruelty towards one another, but they are not animals. If Jor-El and Lara were here, they would tell you, just as they once stood up and told the Science League, that you do not have the right to judge and execute people, simply because you can, Sol says softly. They're not here though, are they? They're dead! Cal yells as the anger begins to take over. You don't know what you're talking about, Sol! You're not even real! Cal drops to his knees in exhaustion. You are correct. I was made to protect you and remind you who you are. This I will continue to do, Kal-El, Sol says softly. Cal slumps. The anger left him as quickly as it came. Sol, I think I'd like some time alone, he whispers. Sol begins to swirl around Cal, creating a crystal barrier, a small fortress of solitude. Of course, Cal, these have been traumatic times for you.
Somebody in the chat said that it was portable. I didn't know what he was talking about. This is what they meant. Okay. I need Sol to die. He talked too much for me. I don't know how much I like Sol either, to be honest. I don't know how much I like him with Superman. I'll be for real. Maybe when I actually read these, my opinion will change. But like right now, I don't know how much I enjoy Sol. I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of these lessons are like, this is like what Kent should be putting on Superman, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how much I like getting replaced by an AI. Not gonna lie. In my opinion, at least, like I feel like it should be the father telling Superman that like, yo, you shouldn't be out here even though they deserve it. You shouldn't be out here killing niggas like that, man. Like real life. I don't know about this. Like it is needed. Like Superman does need someone to bounce off. This version of Superman does need somebody to bounce off. But I don't know. Maybe it just feels a little weird to me.
Soul says.
I guess.
Kansas. Now, Cal has taken a respite within his crystal fortress, but he suddenly punches through, and the crystals fade away, the dust swirling around Cal once more. Cal, are you well? Soul asks. Cal thinks back on everything that Brainiac did to him, how he almost broke him. No, he whispers before flying up into the air. Meanwhile, in town, Lois and Jimmy are trying to buy breakfast at the local diner. The waitress behind the counter stares at them for a moment, explaining that everyone remembers them from when they first arrived with Superman. We know what you did, the waitress whispers. Lois glances over her shoulder and notices the entire diner staring at them. Look, we don't want any trouble, Lois says softly, but the waitress looks at them and motions to the chairs, telling them to sit down. If you were still with Lazarus, Miss Lane, or if I believed anything they said on the news, I'd be showing you to the door myself with my 12 gauge between your ribs, she says as she pours them cups of coffee. I know you tried to help him when he needed it most. So, for friends of Superman, breakfast is on me, she says with a smile as she puts plates of food before them. Lois glances back and sees the diners smiling, some offering to buy them lunch and dinner.
She's spitting her food? Yo, low key.
She turns back to the waitress. Thank you, Miss Lang, the waitress tells her. You can call me Lana. She shakes her hand and points out that Lazarus might not be done with their town, and that she should keep that shotgun handy. Oh, it always is, Lana promises as she pats the weapon beneath the counter. Meanwhile, Cal lands softly outside the Kent farm. I'm sorry.
That's the weapon.
I failed to protect you, Soul tells him softly. But Cal shakes his head, pointing out that Soul has been with him from the very beginning of his journey, that he has always protected him every step of the way, aided him. For the first time in 6 years, I can say this with certainty. You're wrong. I was never alone. Thanks to you, Soul, Cal says, apologizing for every mean thing that he had ever said to his AI companion. You're more than just a rocket ship, or a collection of advanced crystals, and the world's most badass cape. You're family. You're as much an L as I am, Cal says as he reaches out for the swirling dust. Soul L, my big brother from Krypton. Thank you, brother, for everything, Cal says softly. Soul is quiet for a long moment. Cal, you are most generous, Soul finally says. But Cal turns around at the sound of approaching footsteps. Lois and Jimmy walk towards him, holding up bags of food. We brought breakfast, and lunch, and dinner, Jimmy cheers. But Cal shakes his head. No thank you. I don't really eat, Cal explains. Jimmy stares at him.
Nigga don't eat?
Did you say you don't eat? That's the saddest thing I've ever heard, he whispers. Cal holds out a hand to Lois, offering his condolences for the loss of her father. Yeah, at least he died doing what he loved. Yelling, shooting at bad guys, and telling me what to do, she says softly. I'm glad you're feeling better, Superman. But Cal interrupts her. Cal, my name is Kal-El. Kal-El of Krypton, he says as he formally introduces himself to her for the first time. Lois shakes his hand. Pleased to meet you, Cal. You can call me Lois, she says. She explains that they should get moving. Try to stay one step ahead of Lazarus and Ra's al Ghul. Do you have a safe place somewhere, Cal? She asks. Cal nods as the dust swirls around him. I do. It's right here on my back. His name is Soul, Cal tells them. No way! Hi, Soul. I'm Jimmy. I've never met a Kate before, Jimmy says softly. But Cal shakes his head and explains that they can't leave. Ra's is already here, he says as he turns his glowing eyes to the horizon, where an attack chopper buzzes low over the fields of Kansas. On board, Ra's turns to his daughter and orders her to raze Smallville to the ground, to torture its people until their screams force Superman to face them.
No way.
Once Superman is adequately enraged, I will handle his baptism personally. By the hands of Ra's al Ghul, he will be redeemed. And someday, the history books will record that the world was saved right here in the worthless hinterlands
way.
of Kansas. Ra's says as he looks out the window at the army of Lazarus that follows them. And that was the
No way. Yo, they won't give Superman a break. This whole comic was them chasing Superman down everywhere he went. It didn't matter where he was, they was chasing him down. Wow. I really like this. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking. I really liked this whole read through, bro. This was tough. We're gonna be reading this monthly now that we're caught up. Probably gonna do Wonder Woman next, most likely. But let me know. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me end the recording. I'm now going to end the stream. Yes, the whole stream. That was the point of the whole stream. The whole stream was to do Absolute Superman, bro. So that was the point of the whole stream. Next stream will be a debate stream on the Discord. So make sure that if you wanna tap in, make sure you tap in. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be about Hawkeye, if I'm not wrong. Let me check what we got written down. But I appreciate y'all two It's midnight, almost 12. I didn't know it was gonna go on for this long. Almost a 4-hour stream. I hope y'all enjoyed it. 2 4-hour streams back to back. 2 back to back 4-hour streams. I hope y'all enjoyed it though. But I'm gonna catch y'all niggas, man. Have yourselves a fantastic, great, incredible night. We'll catch y'all Thursday. If not,